GiveMeTheVIN.com created the computer site Unseen Bid. All these copycats, they take your information and they sell it to 3, 4, 5, 6 other dealers. We do not do that. When you go to GiveMeTheVIN.com, we treat you like a customer, not a number. We pay the most, we pay fast, and we take care of you because you're our customer. And that's why our reviews are awesome. GiveMeTheVIN.com is America's best car buyer for a reason.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Light up your 4th of July with Sky King Fireworks. Sky King Fireworks in Cocoa on 520 and in Melbourne on 192 has buy one, get one on all fireworks with the largest selection of buy one, get two. Sky King Fireworks has the largest selection of the loudest, biggest, brightest, and safest fireworks with a no-dud guarantee. Sky King Fireworks has buy one, get one on all fireworks in the store and the largest selection of buy one, get twos. Nobody beats the king. For easy directions, visit SkyKingFireworks.com.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here. Think of the most beautiful sight you've ever seen. Maybe you're picturing your partner's face on your wedding day. You only have 2 eyes. Why would you trust their care to just anyone? The team of surgeons at the Filoski Eye Institute have performed over 65,000 LASIK surgeries in Central Florida over the last 3 decades. There's so much to see in this world. Simply text 1041 to 868686 to schedule your consultation now. The Filoski Eye Institute, the smart choice, the only choice for LASIK vision correction.
Your doorbell camera is just that, a camera, not a security system. Get Safe Touch Security during their buy one, get one free sale. No one beats their technology or price. See for yourself. Visit safetouch.com. Remember, crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. State license EF233.
I'm back, and look at all the fresh from Florida produce I brought home.
Fresh from Florida produce is fresh as fresh can get.
It's refreshing to know that locally grown fresh from Florida produce is available year-round.
Well, that's a breath of fresh air.
Look for fresh from Florida where you shop.
He strikes, he scores! Top right corner, Facundo Torres!
Orlando City returns home taking on the Philadelphia Union on Wednesday, June 21st at 7:30 p.m., presented by Heineken Silver. Tune in on FM 96.9 The Game and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. It takes a beer served in 192 countries to truly appreciate the global game. Cheers your Heineken to your Orlando City Lions. Heineken, the official beer of Orlando City Soccer Club. Must be 21 and up to purchase. Enjoy Heineken responsibly.
Backup systems. We depend on them. Even your household budget has one. And Scott Cash Advance. Up to $500 fast with no credit check. Many locations open 24/7. Some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
And Scott.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Radio! 104.1.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The 3 best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Wednesday, June 21st, 2023. Lots to get to today, from knocking sounds from the Titanic sub to a TV reporter's embarrassing hot mic moment and a killer whale bites a SeaWorld trainer. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Happy hump day.
Hello, Sea-Lane.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Wednesday?
Good. What day is it?
I like that it's Wednesday. I like that we got that going for us.
Love that.
That's real nice today. And we're going to have some fun with you. So join us with your dispatches and much more.
And you know what sucks? Like next week, I
got to work all 5 days.
I know. I don't like that.
Do we, though?
I don't like that. We got some people angry about that. I'll tell you about it later.
I meant to turn up my volume. My
Do we
bad.
have an angry email?
You know
about
the
our-
emailers. You know how the emailers go. There's one guy in particular we got to talk about later, but here we go. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to WVUA Television. And reporter Giselle Hood just finished a report about a murder, unfortunately for her. And she didn't realize that her microphone was still on, and it caught her celebrating how well her report went afterwards. Here we go.
In the newsroom, Giselle Hood, WVUA 23 News.
Thanks, Giselle. 3 people, including a child, were shot and killed in a domestic violence incident in Orlando, Florida.
Police say the suspect in the domestic violence incident died in an
Slay! She said, slay, after she... But unfortunately, there's a murder story going on as she's saying this.
Yeah. I mean, technically, of all the words to say, it does relate.
Yeah,
There was
but
a slaying.
She was like, I want to tell you, I want to make it abundantly clear I was talking about my live shot going well and not the shooting that they were reporting about afterwards. Because they're like, there was a murder in Orlando.
Including a child, were shot and killed in a domestic violence incident in Orlando, Florida.
Police say the suspect in the domestic violence incident died in an
You
officer
can hear the party in her voice. I think somebody asked her afterwards if she got fired or not. Let's see what she said.
You guys have a lot of questions, so I want to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how and why things like this can happen.
She's milking this.
Disclaimer, I did wait to post the blooper, so by now it's about 2 or 3 months old. So while WVUA 23 is a commercial news station, it's also owned by the University of Alabama, which means it's heavily dependent on interns. The shift that you saw in the video was a weekend shift.
Oh, she's about to blame this on the intern who didn't turn off her microphone. She's about to throw the intern on the bus.
Not for nothing, but it's definitely that guy's fault.
Yeah, for not turning off the microphone, because that's how it works. There's somebody at a big board, and they're responsible for turning things on and off.
It's the exact same thing in this room.
Yeah, I mean...
See, I just screamed slay, and you didn't hear it.
Right, because the microphone was off, as it should have been in her case. But
if we had an intern in charge of that, we would be screwed.
Oh, we yell at them, too. And she's throwing them right under the bus.
Is like entirely interns. Besides the director and a couple production people, the anchors, the reporters, I'm a grad student, everyone is an intern.
Damn.
The sound guy for that night happened to be training, so he was pretty much brand new.
Oh my God. She is throwing him under the bus.
And then going off camera. That's the point when they're supposed to cut my mic. Regardless, you always wait to try and avoid situations like this.
Did you get fired or not?
The first 5 seconds of that was just me standing there making sure that I'm clear they've gone on to the next story. Once I'm confident that I'm off camera, they're
all right. My gosh, you know, some people don't need 3-minute TikToks.
No, they should have limited it to 1 minute and kept
90
it there.
seconds for this lady.
Yeah, she's like, and then I took.
They
a deep
wouldn't let her
breath.
talk. They wouldn't let her talk about an important story this long on the news.
How crazy is it that the whole damn TV station is staffed by interns? Though
Slay.
that seems a little screwy. Well, did she get fired or not?
Corey, I take out my IFB, which is how I can hear communication from
my
the director,
God.
and I start to walk off the pedestal I'm on. You can hear me rustling my scripts a little bit.
Oh my
I was super
God.
proud of my live shot, so of course you hear me say slay, and that's what comes on the television. But because I had my IFB out, I didn't even know that aired until I went in the production room. Honestly, none of us really knew how clear it was.
You know what? I would have done without it. Now I kind of hate the clip.
Yeah, she didn't get fired, and she's still working with the television company.
Slay.
But she really wanted to stretch out that story for the whole 2-minute TikTok with all the in-depth details that you were looking for. There is an update, and it's a big one that came out yesterday about this Titanic sub. This was this little sub.
FYP completely riddled with all of the news and people's ideas and like really terrible skits about it.
This is the thing right now. This is like when the kids were stuck in the mine, like when any of these other things go on. We've got a clock ticking less than 24 hours. These folks are going to be able to be safe inside this sub if they are still alive. And it looks like they might be with this knocking report. They said they heard knocking at like 30-minute intervals over and over and over again. and they're trying to like triangulate it, trying to figure out if they can find out where this thing is.
Is the knocking in a particular sequence that makes it sound like SOS?
I don't know. We'll hear from this report in a second here to see if they talk more about like what the pattern was. But they just said that they're hearing knocking. One of the most insane things, they said they heard the knocking from a plane that flies over these places. How even does that work? That is wild to me. So you fly a plane over the ocean and you could hear knocking from a sub that's under the water? That's really, really crazy to me.
And it must be a super directional microphone.
I guess so.
Or sonar.
Or whatever they're using. I've never heard anything like this before. Here's some of the details from Fox 11 in Los Angeles. They were talking about this.
On that missing Titanic submersible, despite a broadened search today, still no visible sign of the vessel, but there are reports of sounds detected. As an expert we spoke to says that window of opportunity is quickly closing.
Yeah, you know, the thing that I heard yesterday was it's not that they're going to run out of oxygen, like an oxygen supply for the submarine. It's that they have a little machine on the sub, and it takes all the carbon dioxide that they're breathing out.
Scrubber or something, right?
Yeah, and it scrubs that from the air, giving them clear oxygen to breathe. So if that runs out, then they slowly, basically die. Yeah, they just, choke to death.
Also, I saw in a diagram somewhere.
Or asphyxiate.
And obviously there's a whole, myriad wrong decisions made regarding this submersible.
It seems that way.
But I saw in a diagram somewhere that the window on the thing is where the toilet is.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, so that little nub that looks kind of like, well, we all know it. Like a giant eyeball.
Yeah.
Sure, that's what it looks like. That's where the window is, and there's all this argument over whether the window's rated to go 12,000 feet below sea level. They said that's where the window is and the toilet.
That's the terrible design.
And the rest of the people are looking at computer screens.
Right, and only one of the people who's in there, because there's enough for 4 or 5 people, only one person can stretch out their legs. Everybody else,
dibs.
Everybody else is in a crunched position. And I heard from an expert who said that there's only 2 places.
What are you talking about? You're going to have to be more specific, because right now, Sean, all of us are experts.
Yes, we are.
This was an actual expert on submersibles who said this thing is only in one of 2 places. It is either on the surface of the water or at the bottom with Titanic wreckage, or somewhere at the bottom.
So look at the link I just sent you. Might have to skip over what this girl is talking about because she's green screening it, but it has a digital graph of how low compared to the Statue of Liberty and then the Eiffel Tower.
So I just want to show you guys how far down the Titanic is, where the submersible might be located. When I tell you they are way down there, they are way down there. Again, they have no GPS on the side.
This is a graphic I've seen before.
I've seen this graphic without the narration, which means
they're
this girl
way down there, you guys.
This girl has nothing to do. She found this and goes, "Here's my in. Here's my TikTok. I'm going to use this exact same video. Just tell people, look, they're way down there."
The graphic shows the Statue of Liberty underwater, and then the tallest building, and then the Burj Khalifa, and then they keep going down and down.
The only way to find their location is the ship above. They receive text messages from the submersible, and that's how they just triangulate their location to find the Titanic.
I was blown away by how deep it is.
It is wild how deep down they are.
They are alive,
if they're at the bottom,
on the surface of the ocean somewhere. But let me know what you guys think about this animation.
What? This animation that I didn't make.
Just let me know what you think about it.
What do you think about this? I worked on it for hours and hours.
Yeah, look at the Eiffel Tower, and they're deeper than that.
I want to see if they know more about what this knocking was, because that's so key. There's less than 24 hours, and there's a press conference later today that we'll tune into.
I mean, I think the thing that I read that made it sound most like this is probably a human thing was that they said the knocking was happening at 30-minute intervals.
Yeah, right.
So that's at least calculated, and it leads me to believe that you could rule out animals.
Right, and that's what they were really leaning into, to think that these were people.
I would go at 5-minute intervals, maybe.
I would just keep
30 minutes, man. That's or just drop a beat or something. 30 minutes, that leaves a window of time where they could fly over and miss you.
And what do? They're just punching the side of this ship and hitting it as hard as they can, I would guess.
Or they have something they're hitting it with.
Like a hammer?
They grabbed that pole from Camper World, yanked it off there, and started tapping the side of that thing.
This thing is a mess, this whole little submersible that they cannot find right now. But at least there's some hope that they're still alive.
I believe at best we have 25 hours left.
Butch
Less than that now.
Performed surface and subsurface water rescues for more than 30 years. Tuesday night, the founder of this New York-based public safety dive training company told Fox 11 he believes the missing submersible is either tangled in the Titanic wreckage.
Because the debris that is around the Titanic
that would
is
suck.
so intense. To get entangled is quite easy.
Or the 21-foot vessel carrying one pilot and 4 passengers is the victim of a leak.
And very quietly and slowly flooded inside.
Oh, God. That's a bad outcome there. But if they flooded inside, you wouldn't be hearing that knocking.
No.
Unless there's some other notable source of where this would be coming from. So a lot of eyes on this. A lot of people interested in what's going on with this
It's
thing.
morbid, you know. Like,
Yeah.
The idea that we're all just kind of waiting to see if they died or not, and how.
If they survived this somehow, what a story to hear what was going on inside this sub as they were freaking out thinking the end was there. That's going to be interesting to hear if they can find them alive. But today's the day, basically. We're going to figure out if they can locate these people who are knocking or if they don't find them.
It'll be a miracle.
Yeah, it would. It would be an absolute miracle, but I want to hear what they say at this press conference later today so we can see if they have any more hope. They've got all kinds of really specialized equipment out there. They've got ships that can drop a line that far down.
In fact, the only place that there's not specialized equipment is inside that submersible.
Yeah, probably would have been worth throwing that in there, huh?
They have a ship that could drop a 2.5-mile line, connect to the submersible, and then reel it back up if they can locate where this thing is. But it's basically a you only got one shot moment.
At the end of that line, is there another mini submersible that lets it know where to connect to?
They would.
That's badass.
They would have these submersibles that would go down along with it, and then the submersibles, these submersive vehicles or whatever, would hook it up.
One of the organizations that I think is trying to lend aid to this, and I think honestly is the one that's most capable of, if they're able to scramble in time.
Yeah, that would be huge right now.
Is the company that I was talking about yesterday that just did all those crazy digital scans of the wreckage and has the most clear and concise footage
they know
pictures
the area
of
better
it,
than anybody.
And they've been there most recently.
Right.
So that's Magellan is the organization there, and I think they've tried to scramble. I think they're working with some Explorers Club that 2 of the people inside the submersible are in.
Yeah.
This ridiculous go to the most
Climb Mount Everest
out there places. One of the guys that's in there, I think it's one of the explorers, one of the people that paid to be on the submersible is one of those guys that's climbed Mount Everest. He has already been into space. He's already been in the Marianas Trench.
Right.
He probably would have been like, don't do this.
Yeah, well,
Please.
this time last year, he was in space with the Virgin thing, whatever the thing is called.
Children of the world.
And so now he's missing, and they got a big bill for him if they find him alive, I'm sure. The billionaire that's on this thing.
And they had that news report saying that they were being sued.
Oh, were they already?
Yeah, there was
from before.
Yeah, there was a couple that had paid to do this exact mission, and it was not ready. Something was technically wrong.
Seems that way.
They didn't get their deposit back or something like that, and then they went for it on this other mission. And I guess this couple's still going to sue them.
Well, we'll see what happens today. This is going to be really interesting to watch, and obviously pins and needles for any of the family members. Well, for most of the family members.
Are you going to say it?
Yeah, there's one family member in particular.
It was, I am so secondhand embarrassment.
You would have been better off saying nothing, pal.
Yeah.
Nothing at all. No one needs to know.
This is so weird. We'll get into what's going on with one of the family members of the people stuck in this submarine that's missing down by the Titanic wreckage. What's going on? That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
You text us at 77031 and we say it on the air. Sometimes.
We might even give you credit.
Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Watch out for slowdowns due to an accident on Florida's Turnpike heading southbound between Hancock Road and Oakland Exchange. There's bumper-to-bumper traffic on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535. The left shoulder is blocked due to an accident on State Road 408 heading eastbound at Dean Road, exit 19. Expect delays due to an accident on Universal Boulevard heading southbound at Destination Parkway. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Marco's Pizza. Cravings are satisfied and pizza prayers are answered with Marco's new Magnifico pizzas, loaded with Old World sausage and pepperoni. Try all 3 Magnifico pizzas at marcos.com. Available for a limited time. Marco's, pizza lovers get it.
The new Smokin' Triple Stack at Firehouse Subs is stacked high with honey ham, smoked turkey, and slow-smoked beef brisket. To top it off, a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders. The Smokin' Triple Stack Sub. Get it for a limited time, only at Firehouse Subs. Participating U.S. locations, Firehouse of America, LLC, and Firehouse Subs suppliers together will donate 0.09% of purchases in 2023 at Firehouse Subs locations to the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation for the purchase of life-saving equipment with a minimum donation of $1 million.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
I can't wait for what's next, even with higher stroke risk due to atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Eliquis, apixaban tablets, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist-prescribed blood thinner.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Summer offers don't get any better than this. 0% APR financing at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Plus, make no payments for 6 months. Get our exclusive lifetime warranty. And shop a huge certified pre-owned selection. Sutherland Nissan Orlando. OrlandoNissan.com.
I'm back. And look at all the fresh from Florida produce I brought home. You have heard of fresh from Florida, right?
Fresh I have.
That's refreshing to hear.
Fresh from Florida produce is fresh as fresh can get.
And if we're going to freshen up daily meals, it's refreshing to know that locally grown fresh from Florida produce is available year-round.
Well, that's a breath of fresh air. Got anything else?
I'm fresh out.
Look for Fresh from Florida where you shop. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com.
With the Autio app riding shotgun, every road trip is an adventure.
Autio is my traveling companion. It's educational, entertaining, funny. It makes the drive come to life.
The Autio app automatically plays you stories about the natural wonders, local legends, and fascinating histories outside your car window, with over 10,000 unique stories from coast to coast.
I've learned more about my hometown from the Autio app than I did growing up here.
Autio, the perfect companion for your next road trip. Learn more at autio.com.
Here's what Fence Outlet customers have to say about their experience.
The Fence Outlet team is knowledgeable and professional. They have fair prices and they take care of the permits. I'm very happy with my Fence Outlet fence.
Check them out for yourself at fenceoutlet.com. License number C10252 and C10803.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
This is for the men who never settle. The ones who believe only quitters end a game and a tie. The type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Now open in Daytona. Welcome to the good stuff. I'm Jacob Schick, a third-generation combat Marine.
And I'm his co-host and wife, Ashley Schick. We believe everyone has a story to tell, not only about the peaks, but the valleys they've been through to get them to where they are today. We're joined by some amazing guests who share the lessons they've learned that shaped who they are and what they're doing to pay it forward and give back.
Listen to the good stuff on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast.
Order your Hummer EV at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Warning you in advance. But we've figured out something, I think, here, or at least some potential options as to how this plane, because they said a plane was flying over the water, and that's what heard, like, the knocking coming from this sub.
Was the plane's intention to look for them, or they just happened to be going by?
No, they sent it out there just for this, and C-Lane said, somebody said the plane, like, drops stuff in the water, and the whatever's dropped in the water detects these noises.
Like a sonar beacon.
Yeah, so like it drops it down. Kind of think of in Twister when they had the machine and all the balls go up into the tornado. It's like that, but they drop into the water.
Finger of God.
And those things can determine whether or not there's any noise coming. And they said that heard knocking. So that would maybe mean that these people are still alive, which would be fantastic as long as they could get to them in time. But this, oh God, reading this is just so difficult. It's a lot of cringe. And it's one of the guys who's a family member. In fact, his stepfather, is on this Titanic submarine that's missing, right? And he was going to a Blink-182 concert. And the first thing he did was he tweeted everybody in Blink-182.
Why?
And he said, my stepdad Amish is on this submarine lost at sea.
Is it Amish or Hamish?
Hamish, one of the two. Is on this submarine lost at sea. I'm devastated, but coming to the San Diego show tonight so you guys can give me hope and cheer me up.
So you want a little shout out at the concert, huh?
That's what he's looking for here. And he goes black heart emoji and then prayer emoji. And it's so weird. Somebody who responded says, as the descendant of a Titanic survivor, fireman, not first class, you and your family are in our prayers. It's just so weird to like be posting this stuff. And I think we all agreed in the studio, we're like, if you want to go to the Blink-182 concert, go to the Blink-182 concert. But the idea that you're posting it and saying, like, my pops would have wanted me to be here.
I mean, and then continued. Like, I think he had posted on Facebook as well. It might be distasteful being here, but my family would want me to be at the Blink-182 concert. It's my favorite band and music. Helps me in difficult times.
This is a silver spoon kid. This is somebody who's grown up where like, what?
You don't need to post it. Go to the concert then. Fine. You probably got tickets a long time ago.
Well, I guess he's really, really a strange person too, because if this is correct, somebody attached his name to this story, and they said that dude got arrested in 2021 for making threats to attack people at a concert.
Okay.
He also harassed and stalked Alice in Wonderland. Absolutely no one should want that guy at their show. So he's been in trouble for stuff at concerts before. And this weirdo is posing it. He's like, yep, Pops is in the submarine. He's down there, but, you know, I got to go see Blink.
This for sure. Yeah. Difficult times.
I'm going to go out and hang out with my friends and watch some Blink-182. Very, very weird and very, very strange behavior. But,
I mean, another part is, and I think it's strange behavior, but the person that says, as the descendant of a Titanic survivor.
Can you really make claim to that?
I'm sorry. Do we really put a whole lot of importance on the descendants of Titanic survivors?
It's like trying to match that if you said, I'm a descendant of a slave, right? There's a huge difference. Somebody went on a fancy boat that hit an iceberg.
I mean, I could
and lived to tell the tale.
Yeah, and the other person went through something where it's like, obviously going to have an impact on the family tree from there on out. That's weird to say that, too. As a descendant of a Titanic survivor.
Holocaust survivor would be, it would be something that's important too. But
those are the ones that make sense.
But they're still looking for your stepdad, man.
Oh, God, man. And by the way, okay, again, we all said...
Maybe if the Blink-182 concert was like tonight, when at the very end of all that oxygen.
When we all said like, hey, go to the concert but don't post it. I think all of us in this situation would be sitting there by every phone watching everything we could to try to stay up with what was happening with our parents.
Wouldn't go to the concert.
It would probably turn our life upside down just to try to see if there's anything possible that we could do or anybody we could connect to the rescue efforts or whatever. Holy cow. Just the level of detachment there is just insane to me.
Did they end up saying anything at the concert? Do we know?
I didn't hear.
I think we would know if they did.
Yeah, if they didn't, I'm glad they ignored that. Dennis on YouTube says, LOL shouldn't have posted that, but also what's he supposed to do? He's not Aquaman. Well, it's not about what you're supposed to do. It's what you're not supposed to do. What's a weird look?
Yeah.
And that's a weird look.
I went to a Mumford & Sons concert while my girlfriend was in the hospital, but I didn't post about it.
Did you feel bad about it?
A little.
Still got that Mumford & Sons concert, though.
And she still married me.
Ricky on YouTube says the plane is called
Did she know you went to the concert?
a P-3 Orion. Let's see if we can find out more about that. A P-3 Orion is what he says is the name of the plane that caught these signals. Before we go to you and your dispatches, that, friends, is how you join us on the show, and it's easy. Go to thenewsjunkie.com, follow the directions there. You'll see where you can record a dispatch. There was an insane prison riot in Honduras yesterday. At all places, this was at a women's prison in Honduras, and a riot broke out. Get this, at least 41 women are dead.
Whoa.
Most of them burned to death.
Jesus.
In violence the country's president blamed on street gangs that often wield broad power inside prisons. 26 of the victims were burned to death. The others shot or stabbed at this prison when there was a huge uprising and just scenes of absolute chaos. You think about going to prison in the United States, you're like, oh, God, I never want to go to prison. Prison in some of these other countries, Central American, South American countries, Middle Eastern countries, woof, it's a whole different experience over there. It is a real tough go.
That's a no thank you for me.
Yeah, I'm going to turn that one down, too, just like I'm going to turn down the Titanic subdive. Not going to be doing that. All right, let's check in with you. There's a ton of people who are chiming
buoy
in.
Thing looks pretty cool. I just sent you.
Is this the plane?
Just sent you a link of it's the plane, but it's mostly the deployment of the thing.
All right, this P3 sono buoy deployment. It says. All right, there's a plane flying overhead.
Right now, it looks like it's about to bomb the sea.
This looks old school.
Oh wow! So it drops out like these little projectiles. They have tiny parachutes, I think, on them. They go into the water. Oh, and then it goes ways down, I guess. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, that's it going. There's something went down and something
One part fills up with air and stays on the surface. A couple more parts.
Holy cow, it's really involved.
It's like an underwater rocket, like there's stages of it.
Yeah, this looks like a NASA mission underwater. Like the rocket thing landed. One part goes down, the other part goes up with like a floaty, and then all kinds of technology is unfurling out of this thing. And that's how they were able to hear that there was some knocking going on. Pretty incredible, actually, that they're able to do this. And hopefully they can use that kind of technology to find exactly where this damn sub is. Okay, over to you. Here is Guitar Slinger. Oh, no. He's done a song about this, I think.
Are you sure about that?
I'm going to put it on him, not us.
We went down in a cheapo submarine, a cheap-ass submarine, a cheap-ass submarine.
Dude.
And if I could pee this long, this steady, I wouldn't be over 55.
Thank you, Guitar Slinger.
Can I request you don't do dispatches by that thing anymore?
Yeah, it's a little weird, that noise.
Distracting.
Here's the drunken mailman.
Hey, junkies. Happy Fritz on the Street Day.
Hey.
Hey, this sub story, man, this has a movie written all over it. whether or not they rescue them or they all die, man. It's got filled with drama, suspense.
It's dark.
Some action. It's a thriller. Man, I guarantee you this will be in the theaters in about 5 years.
I say less.
Wiggle, wiggle. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are really, really watching what's going on with this because it is interesting and kind of gripping. And you feel for, or at least some people feel for, the folks that are in this submarine and the folks that are out there trying to rescue them. And just a clock ticking down right now. Less than 20 hours, according to the BBC. They said...
I've seen a bunch of things that are like a movie on Netflix next year.
Right.
And then there's one person that was like, that is asinine. I was like, is it though?
Yeah,
is it really?
Why would they not be able to
Do
crack
you
it
not
out?
know how some of these things, how fast-tracked they can be these days?
They could turn around something quick for sure. Here they are talking about how much time they've got left.
So based on information that the operator provided, they indicated that they have an emergency life support system on board to provide oxygen for approximately 96 hours. I understand that is a difficult calculation to predict because it's based on the number of occupants and their consumption. But we
the consumption's an important part there because, like I said yesterday, if they are panicking because they think they're going to die,
that's true.
In an inescapable tube at the bottom of the ocean, they're going to consume that oxygen much faster.
You're right. Their panic could actually make it worse.
I do wonder because there's the idea that the power is out and therefore they're like extremely cold. If that would slow down their breathing and take up less oxygen.
How cold would it be in a situation like that? Like down below, if they're way down on the bottom, obviously it's just completely different than if they were up at the top.
I mean, like where sunlight doesn't go?
Yeah, I mean, they would.
I mean, I imagine it's in the 30s.
I would imagine it had to be pretty
colder.
cold. Maybe he mentions this.
That's a period of time about 20 hours from now into tomorrow morning that we may be at the end of that 96-hour window.
So he's saying about 20 hours. And C-Lane said people are starting to point their fingers at the U.S. Coast Guard and blame the Coast Guard for slowing the process down.
The Magellan Company said yesterday that the Coast Guard was dragging its feet. And I'm
Why?
like, you only have a couple days. Maybe do the finger pointing later.
Right.
I mean, I know where all those fingers are going to point. At this expedition company.
Yeah, they're already getting a ton of heat.
And I've seen a lot of comments, and I don't think they're without merit, that are suggesting that we are trusting this company who has declared that they have 96 hours of air for five people.
Mm-hmm.
And just taking their word from it.
Yeah.
When we've looked at everything else about this submersible, all the do-it-yourself parts and stuff that they've done to build this thing, and gone, that's not so good.
Yeah, I guess you could say that their calculations should be in question right now, based on
everything
the
else is in question. Why not question that?
Here's Diana. She's talking about why the knocking from this Titanic sub exploration thing is a 30-minute interval.
Hey, junkies. Regarding the 30-minute intervals, I learned yesterday I learned that I think sea captains or sea crew are trained to do 30-minute intervals as kind of an SOS.
Really?
I read about it on Reddit, of course, so I'm sure you could look it up there. But just a little input as to why it's 30 minutes. Happy Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Thank you, Diana. Appreciate you. Over on YouTube, Papa Shroom says they do sometimes provide anti-anxiety medication for emergency situations, C-Lane. So maybe they go down with
a bottle
something.
of Xanax?
I guess so. I'd take all of them.
Yes,
Do
I
they
would.
provide other things?
I don't know.
For this kind of situation?
You're talking about like alcohol? Or you're
I'm
talking about
talking about
the end?
Oh, like a cyanide capsule situation? I would have taken that in the first hour. Hit the cyanide pill. They're like, wait, hold on. We might have some hope
If they got
here.
rescued on Sunday, they'd be like, what happened to Sean?
We just started the mission.
The lights flickered, and he just popped that thing.
You know him. He had no hope. He thought it was over immediately. Quick break. When we come back, we'll hear from more of you. Plus, this person that's been emailing him. Man, this gentleman is very, very upset.
More than one email.
Oh, yeah. I've got several right here just from this morning.
Oh, my.
Okay. We'll see what's going on with this guy. What's he so mad about? It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends.
All my favorite songs are slow and sad.
Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey everyone, Jamie King here, Fox 35 Storm Center. Just want to freshen up the Wednesday forecast as we approach midday here in Central Florida. Looks like we're mostly cloudy, hot, and humid today. Upper 80s to near 90. Bit of a lull in the rain chances before 1 or 2 o'clock. After that point, they're back. Heavy-duty showers and storms, lots of lightning and heavy rain out there. Rain chance at 70%. Plus, partly cloudy, rain chance tonight at 50%. Winds from the south at 5 to 10. For Fox 35, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jamie King. Take care.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa Hoagie Fest is back, and they're celebrating 15 years of hoagie love with $5 shorties and $6 classics in any variety. Gotta have a Wawa.
Light up your 4th of July with Sky King Fireworks. Sky King Fireworks in Cocoa on 520 and in Melbourne on 192 has buy one, get one on all fireworks with the largest selection of buy one, get two. Sky King Fireworks has the largest selection of the loudest, biggest, brightest, and safest fireworks with a no-dud guarantee. Sky King Fireworks has buy one, get one on all fireworks in the store and the largest selection of buy one, get twos. Nobody beats the king. For easy directions, visit SkyKingFireworks.com.
Look, some choices in life are complicated. Others, thankfully, are much simpler, like choosing True as One checking. There are no overdraft fees, lots of practical perks, and when your life evolves and account balances grow, we'll upgrade your perks automatically. Truest One checking. One simple choice. Truist Bank. Member FDIC.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Dads, this Father's Day, Cordell & Cordell celebrates you the entire month of June. Join us every Friday for our live webinar series, Father's Fridays. There you'll receive much useful information from our panel of speakers. To register, go to CordellCordell.com/Father's Day.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
When you order food for work on EasyCater.com, we've got your back. Real humans are here to help with your order every step of the way, making sure everything goes right, even behind the scenes without you knowing. Confirming and double confirming with the restaurant that everything is on track. If there's a problem,
thanks for calling EasyCater.
Call us anytime, day or night, and we'll answer in seconds. We're right here with 100,000 restaurants, working hard to ensure the food arrives on time and is ordered. Order 24/7 at EasyCater.com.
As road pros, we know how to get from point A to point B.
Yeah, from making alternate routes to finding the best cup of coffee on the road.
And how to help get better mileage.
Yep. Yeah, all diesel fuels are not the same.
Yep. Synergy diesel-efficient fuel from Exxon and Mobil stations helps you get further down the road. Helps keep your engine cleaner, you know.
Keep this baby running. That's the goal. Get the job done and get home.
Yep. Pros.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
Learn more and find a station at Exxon.com. Compared to diesel without detergent additives. Results may vary.
Summer's heating things up, outside and on the grill. Whether you're smoking a brisket or grilling up veggies, Kingsford Original Charcoal delivers the consistent performance and smoky wood-fired flavor barbecuers crave. Kingsford Original lights faster and has a long burn time, giving you the ultimate grilling experience. So grab a bag of Kingsford Original Charcoal. Kingsford.com. Kingsford Original Charcoal lights faster and delivers consistent performance compared to nationally available charcoal in the USA.
For the month of June, Zero Res has some special great discounts on furniture cleaning, like 25% off sectionals, 25% off sofas, 25% off love seats, and 25% off your favorite recliner. Zero Res, spelled forwards and backwards, it's the right way to clean.
He strikes, he scores! Top right corner, Facundo Torres.
Orlando City returns home, taking on the Philadelphia Union on Wednesday, June 21st at 7:30 p.m., presented by Heineken Silver. Tune in on FM 96.9 The Game and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. It takes a beer served in 192 countries to truly appreciate the global game. Cheers your Heineken to your Orlando City Lions. Heineken, the official beer of Orlando City Soccer Club. Must be 21 and up to purchase. Enjoy Heineken responsibly.
Applebee's daily deals for $9.99 and under. There's a deal every day for everyone. Just $9.99 and under. That's all day, every day. Get into your local Applebee's now. Daily deals are dine-in only in limited locations listed on nrpneighborhood.com. Limited time only while supplies last. Participation varies.
Don't let earache from swimmer's ear, clogged ears, or allergies ruin your day. Get fast, effective relief from the pain and itching with Hyland's Earache Drops, the #1 best-selling earache treatment for over 10 years. See why it's received thousands of 5-star reviews and was awarded Best Over-the-Counter Medicine and Health Product in Earache Relief by U.S. News and World Report. Find Hyland's Earache Drops in the eye and ear aisle at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Claims based on traditional homeopathic practice, not accepted medical evidence, not FDA evaluated.
Jeff Martin Auctioneers presents the Kissimmee Construction and Transportation Live Auction on June 22nd, featuring heavy construction equipment, trucks, trailers, and more. Bid your way live on-site or online at jeffmartinauctioneers.com. Experience the difference. License AU 4483.
This earful of real radio is sponsored by Skylight Roofing. Roof with us. SkylightRoofing.com.
Winning Wednesdays happen every Wednesday on our Instagram page at Real Radio 1041, with a new prize available every Wednesday. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
And Alan emails.
Alan?
And boy, does Alan email. We're going to call him Angry Alan because he's generally very angry about something.
Angry Alan?
At all of us or one of us?
Some of this is directed at me. I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's almost like he listens to the show, and boy, does he listen to the show. And then he live tweets basically.
Oh, he's writing down notes as soon as they're off the air. Gonna send something.
You know what? Maybe he's got one of those devices. So keep listening, keep reporting back on all the things that upset you, Angry Alan. Just let us know. He emailed at 4:39 a.m. and he said, "Jesus. So now the news junkie promotes murderers' music? You should be ashamed of yourselves."
Shame.
Angry Alan says, well, Angry Alan, if you want to listen to murder-free music, you're going to have a tough time. Some of the bigs out there have murdered people. Keith Moon murdered a guy, right? Sid Vicious from the Sex Pistols murdered a guy.
Okay.
Vince Neil, they used to call him Vince Neil when he was fat, when he was in his fat days. Vince Neil from Motley Crue killed a guy. Phil Spector, that guy produced a lot of huge music and
Wall
killed
of
a guy.
Sound,
Yep,
Hall of Murder.
All of those murder music, and this is stupid. How dumb is this? I said the song was good. I said I think the guy seems a little guilty, but he's also innocent until proven guilty, and that's why he's going through the court process.
And
right now.
upon talking about said song that you now love to jam to,
oh, it's good. I listened to it again yesterday.
We talked about how the guy was up for murdering somebody.
Right.
So it's like we gave the warning. All are here that listen are adults for the most part, and you have the free will to decide whether or not you want to listen to murder music.
I don't think anybody said, this guy's a great guy.
Oh, by the way, he murders.
I don't vouch for that guy. I'm just talking about it. But Angry Alan emailed again at 5:43 a.m., and he said...
He was just pacing around for that 1 hour.
He's so heated.
I don't know if I should or not.
Smoke coming out of his ears, and Angry Alan hits the keyboard again. And he says, Juneteenth isn't even recognized by Florida, but the news junkie will use any excuse not to work. Angry Alan, very angry about
there's
that.
two things in there. One of them is not correct. Juneteenth is now a federal
holiday.
So it kind of has to be recognized by Florida.
It doesn't need to be a state holiday.
The second thing is only mildly correct. Because, yes, sometimes we will use any excuse not to work. But in this case, we got an email from our boss that said we are taking it's a company holiday and we are using it.
I didn't even know we had one until like Thursday or Friday. I was unaware.
It was the day I got back from New York. I read this is what's happening this week, and it was like, hey, next week we got Monday off, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
it's my fourth Monday off or my fourth 4-day week in like a row.
And you text the group, and it's like, we all have Monday off, and Sean immediately responds, really? And then I said, wait, I'm confused. I thought you guys were taking off with me. And then we all learned that Junkie is now an official holiday, which I appreciate.
Because it's a federal holiday, it doesn't matter, Alan. So you're kind of stacking up the L's here. It's not working out for you so far.
Sorry, Alan.
But he emailed again, Angry Alan, to tips@thenewsjunkie.com, 8:52 a.m. He says, more inaccurate news. The Marlin had scars from being attacked previously, not wounds from being attacked while being caught, says Angry Alan.
Isn't that exactly what we said happened to the Marlin?
Here's the thing. Nobody knows when the Marlin got bit by the shark. We don't even know really if it was a shark, but it seems like it would have been a shark. Nobody knows if it was during the 4 or 5 hours that they were reeling this thing in. It took hours and hours and hours, maybe even longer than that.
Alan, go touch some grass, man. You're really stressed out, especially that early in the morning.
Angry. This guy, he really gets it up. It's not the first time. If you look for him in Tip's email, he does this all the time.
And he finally made it to the air.
Yeah, and another L on that, by the way, because it looks like it was very much possible that the shark may have bitten it during the time they were reeling this animal in. But an update on that. Captain, the owner of Sensation, that's the boat that went out and caught that big, giant Marlin, 619 pounds this thing, is not going down without a fight. They're fighting back. Of course they are, because they missed out on about $3 million in prize money. I would be fighting back, too. They said Sensation owner Ashley Blue said on Monday he's filed a protest after the decision was made that his fish was disqualified after it had a shark bite mark on it. Despite a more than 6-hour fight that resulted in the Blue Marlin boated and the crew returning to have it weighed late Saturday, the Big Rock Blue Marlin Committee ruled that the fish had been disqualified. He's got a lawyer. He's lawyered up. You got a fish lawyer that specializes in this, I would assume.
Aquaman.
And this person is going to fight for them to try to get their money that they believe they deserve. It would have been $3.5 million, and they're fighting back on that. There is much more coming out about this whole Titanic wreckage, submersible missing thing. In a little over an hour, there's going to be a press conference, and we'll go to that to see if they have any additional information about whether they got hope. You know, do they think that they are going to find these people alive? What is there, 5 people on board the submersible, I think? I think there's 5 total people.
Yes.
And if they've heard something.
One of them has been to Titanic a lot.
One of them has been a bunch of times, yeah.
Like, I think he went on an expedition to start getting artifacts, like salvaging artifacts. And he might be the reason for those, you know, those little, like, tours that go around that are like, ooh, we have plates and forks from the Titanic.
They had one of those in town one time.
Yeah, and he might have been part of the mission that went down and got some of those. But that guy, the French explorer, he's been down a lot.
And one of the other people who's been in this submersible and visited the Titanic was like, nobody ever said this was safe. Right? Like, nobody ever said this was a safe journey. And, of course, that's right. Like, you know there's some inherent danger. But it's not about whether or not it's safe or not safe. It's whether or not this company was somehow negligent, and that led to these people being put in the situation that they're in right now. But so many people, like in that CBS report about this submersible that they're looking for, this Titanic sub, they were literally laughing. They were laughing about how junky this thing is. They're like, look at all these parts. They just kind of got this stuff from the corner store and put this thing together. And the reporter was laughing about the release that he had to sign and all that stuff. There was just a lot of that. Let's see what this guy says. This is one of the guys who's been on this submersible, I guess.
Do you think that this vessel is safe?
No one ever said the vessel was safe, and Stockton Rush never said it was safe. So I get the concerns now. There's been an emergency. There's been a catastrophic failure, and there's a tendency to look back, and the tone is, oh, it's got camp parts. It's unreliable. No one ever said it was safe. Stockton Rush didn't say it was safe. Everyone that participated signed an agreement or signed a acknowledgement that they could die or be grievously injured.
Yeah, but we sign those things for all kinds of stuff. you still have an expectation of some level of safety.
Right.
If you skydive, you sign a form. I'm sure.
If you go ziplining, if you do any sort of, I feel like if you do the slingshot at some parks, you sign a waiver, but you still don't want to die, and there is some sort of responsibility if you die.
If you went on the slingshot and it just shot you right up in the air, and you just go flinging up in the air, and you crash down on the asphalt afterwards, are they going to be like, nobody ever said it was safe? You signed this whole release here, and that shows you that you were aware of the danger. It doesn't make it so you signed a release, you knew there was a danger here, there's no responsibility. I don't agree with that.
The fact that you use a game controller does not mean anything. This is a sophisticated, state-of-the-art piece of equipment, and it was operated quite efficiently with a game controller, so I'm not sure what the point is. I understand where you're going with that, because there has been a catastrophic event, but no, I do not think that it was poorly planned. I think it was an inherently risky operation, and it was very dangerous. No one ever said it wasn't.
So he's lining up and defending, it seems, the folks who operate the submarine, and saying, look, this was just one of the risks. This is what you risk when you go out and
But how many of those risks were avoidable?
That's the big question. Yeah, how many of these problems were just like they were?
There have been missions to see the Titanic in the past. It didn't end like this.
This thing has been down many times. And Sealand was pointing out earlier, like the front of it is, like you said, kind of like an eyeball, and the iris part is where there's glass, and you can look out and see the Titanic wreckage and stuff, right? So that's all good, but I think you saw the thing that I saw where they put some like different bolts on there to make it so it protruded a little bit further from the sub, and they were just saying like they went and got bolts from like a corner store, like bolted this thing on and like hand tightened some bolts down or whatever. There was some things that I saw that don't look very good. Maybe they were totally on top of things, but I think the criticism even this early on is fair. Maybe you disagree. Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com to do that. We got a couple more here. We'll work in one more right now. Here's the brown pony.
Do you think the Titanic sub people have had that moment already where they look around, they're like, hey man, mouth to mouth, let's get that last number 3 in.
Whoa.
We're talking about sex party? Sex party?
All right.
Okay.
Five guys getting wild.
You know how gross it probably is in there right now?
Sweaty farts.
Technically, since they're all 5 guys, they could maneuver like a human centipede type thing, you know.
Sure.
And then someone saves them, and they're like, oh, we definitely thought we were going to die.
Nobody talk about that. We never bring that up.
Alan's getting his next email ready.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we've got so much more to get into. We got this press conference on the way. We got Fritz on the street on the way. A lot going on a busy Wednesday, and it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Displaying a level of apathy that can only be achieved through years of studying. Okay, guess you don't want to be petted. Cats. Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Travel with caution. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Colonial Drive, State Road 50, heading westbound at Goldenrod Road. There's bumper-to-bumper traffic on I-4 eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. Expect delays due to an accident on Florida's Turnpike heading northbound south of Orange Blossom Trail. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by ePass.
The Portable Uni by ePass. Now available in black. A toll pass that blends into your windshield. Finally. And Uni works on toll roads in 19 states. The Portable Uni by ePass. Get yours today on Amazon or go with uni.com.
With the Autio app riding shotgun, every road trip is an adventure.
Autio is my traveling companion. It's educational, entertaining, funny. It makes the drive come to life.
The Autio app automatically plays you stories about the natural wonders, local legends, and fascinating histories outside your car window, with over 10,000 unique stories from coast to coast.
I've learned more about my hometown from the Autio app than I did growing up here.
Autio, the perfect companion for your next road trip. Learn more at autio.com.
Hello, Floridians. Today is a good day to do great things. Yes! Like finally getting your closet organized. Or fixing your water heater so you can enjoy warm, steamy showers. Oh, yeah! Do something great today by calling Plumbing Today to take care of all your plumbing needs. Right now, get our 93 or free drain clearing and get the best from today.
Call today, Plumbing Today, plumbingtoday.biz.
Visit plumbingtoday.biz to book an appointment.
Orlando Science Center explores the science behind where dogs came from, how they experience the world, and what makes our bond with them so special. In Dogs, A Science Tale, hands-on exhibits will let you see, hear, and smell the world just like dogs do. Get tickets at osc.org.
Eating good is about more than just tasty food. Eating good is about doing good, too. And that's exactly what Fresh from Florida is all about. Supporting local Florida farmers, creating jobs in our communities, and of course, making sure you can enjoy all the fresh flavors Florida has to offer. Because produce tastes better when it's grown closer to home. So eat good tonight. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com.
Fence outlet customer Amy said,
"We had a fire on our property and needed to replace our fence quickly. We have grandchildren and pets and we were concerned for their safety. A friend recommended Fence Outlet. We scheduled a free quote and they had her privacy and safety restored quickly."
Visit fenceoutlet.com today. License number C10252 and C10803.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Hey, you want to get a Big Green Egg? The best place to go by far is Wassie's Meat Market. They will deliver and set up the Big Green Egg for you, and they make it so easy. Follow them on Instagram. It's Wassie's Meat Market, or just go to their website, wassiesmeatmarket.com, to get your Big Green Egg today.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Dads, this Father's Day, Cordell & Cordell celebrates you the entire month of June. Join us every Friday for our live webinar series, Father's Fridays. There you'll receive much useful information from our panel of speakers. To register, go to CordellCordell.com/Father's Day.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
When you order food for work on EasyCater.com, we've got your back. Real humans are here to help with your order every step of the way, making sure everything goes right, even behind the scenes without you knowing. Confirming and double confirming with the restaurant that everything is on track. If there's a problem,
thanks for calling EasyCater.
Call us anytime, day or night, and we'll answer in seconds. We're right here with 100,000 restaurants, working hard to ensure the food arrives on time and is ordered. Order 24/7 at EasyCater.com.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Wednesday, June 21st. Join the Monsters in the Morning live from the Crimson House in New Smyrna Beach. Free hot breakfast from Bagel King for the first 60 listeners. Celebrate the beginning of summer and the longest day of the year at Crimson House with the Monsters. Enjoy $20 Bud Light buckets, Bloody Mary bar, and wine tasting from Copper Cane Winery. Special thank you to Promos for You. Wednesday, June 21st, it's the Monsters live at the Crimson House in New Smyrna Beach. Go to crimsonhouseNSB.com for more info.
Heard of the job? Dial pound 529 on your cell.
pound law, that's all.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Appreciate it. To all our friends, whether you're listening in Orlando, in West Palm on the Treasure Coast, or in Dallas, or anywhere else where you could get this radio show, we love you. We appreciate you. Thanks for making us successful. It's because of you that we get to do this.
Aww.
Tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Jesse emails, and he says, choking on whiskey. Jesse says, hey, I was listening yesterday. I wanted to say I've definitely been there. If you missed this, I was telling this story, my near-death experience.
Yeah.
Right on death's door.
I mean, it's a loose term, but okay.
My whiskey shot went like right into my lungs or something. And all of a sudden, I had the most shallow breath I've ever had in my entire life. Like I needed to be on a damn iron lung or something.
Okay.
And I couldn't shake it for a couple of minutes, and Cordy's just staring at me, and my eyes are watering like a hose is running down my face. I look like the Michael, is it a Michael Jordan, the gif where he's crying down his face?
Halle Berry when she got her first Oscar?
I look like that, but in real life. And so that's what he's talking about. He said, in my case, I was taking a shot of NyQuil, and it went down the wrong pipe. Because it's a thicker syrup, I couldn't just cough it out. My girlfriend just stood there in shock while I struggled to breathe. I straight up thought I was going to die. I was so damn scared. I am alive, though. Thanks. You guys are the best, says Jesse. Sorry about your luck there, Jesse, but glad you're alive and that you have survived.
Can both of you just get it together, please? Maybe use a straw?
Hey, it's an affliction. It's not our fault. It's something that's wrong internally with us, I think. There's my gate that controls whether it's open to my stomach or to my lungs is broken. Something in there is not working correctly.
So you've choked since?
No, I tried it last night. I was working on it, making sure everything was okay.
You're trying to choke again?
No, I was just taking shots and making sure, the whole system functioned the way it was supposed to.
Good.
And that testing worked out well for me. So far, so good. And have not died yet, as you could tell from the sound of my voice. This would almost kill me, though. This would almost do me in. And I want to know what you guys would do in this situation here, because this is a nightmare, and that's what they called it. There was a British Airways flight that was stuck on the tarmac because of some storms yesterday, and the people who are inside, there's some weird thing, I don't know if you know about this, Celine, or what, but there's some weird thing, like once they close the door to the plane, if they let you back out into the terminal, then it causes some sort of problem. So when they're unable to take off, they'll just keep you on that plane for like an hour or 2 hours sometimes.
Some people have been there even longer.
It's a nightmare, though.
They have to restart everything. I think because of scheduling and who's using the tarmac, it could screw up all of the flights for that day, or at least in the next couple hours.
Yeah, there's a reason why they don't just let you back out and they keep you on the plane. But this plane was on the tarmac, all these people just sitting in their seats and stuff, for 7 hours straight. And that is a long time to be in the sardine can of a plane and just sitting there and just
7 hours is too much. You might as well let them back out.
I would have loved if I was in this situation for that to happen. This was at Greater Orlando International Airport, they say, in Florida. 39 flights were diverted into MCO on Monday. Orlando International Airport is where this happened.
Yeah.
And they were on this British Airways aircraft, and for 7 hours they were stuck. They said, I feel like I'm being held hostage on a plane, some of these people said. And they were pissed off, as you can imagine. Our friends from Fox 35 are on top of this. Let's see what they
Now
said.
to a Fox 35 exclusive, trouble on the tarmac. Yesterday's storms created a lot of chaos at OIA. People arriving from London waited 7 hours before they could get off their plane. That's almost as long as their entire flight across the ocean.
That sucks so bad. You go through a 7-hour flight, 6 hours plus, whatever it was. Then you land at the airport and you're like, finally. All we need to do is just wait till all these morons get their stuff out of the overhead bins, and then we can go to Mickey Mouse Land, and we can have our fun, or we can go to the hotel and take a damn nap. And they couldn't. They had to sit there for 7.5 more hours.
Fox 35's Stephanie Buffamonte is joining us live at the airport. And Stephanie, a perfect storm really created this situation.
I think I would have been staging an uprising at that point. At some point along, maybe 3 hours.
Hey, guys, raise your hands if you want to get off of this plane, huh?
Let us
Say
off.
with me.
If they're on the I don't understand this. Okay, they've landed. They're now in the United States. Their British Airways flight is landed. It's at the airport. It's on the tarmac. I can understand if you can't take off because of storms. Why do they not let them off for 7.5 hours when they're at their destination?
Perhaps all the gates are full, but at some point you should be able to. And I don't know, what
Take
kind of
the slide down.
What kind of spaces where at MCO, but at some point you should be able to, if they have deplaned somewhere at a gate, it's not too dangerous to just move a plane to a hangar somewhere and let people little by little. This is probably a harder situation because the plane's from London, so you need to be able to make sure that you're deplaning somewhere where you're getting off and going straight to customs.
Yeah,
maybe that was part of it.
It just seems like there could have been a lot of ways that they would have remedied this situation without waiting 7.5 hours on the tarmac.
I would have lost my damn mind.
That's so long. And you're like looking at the airport. You're like, it's right there. It's right there. We made it all the way over here. I can see where we need to go, but we're not allowed to walk off the plane, and we have to wait 7.5 hours.
That is right, Luann. So this whole thing was honestly just a mess. This flight was originally supposed to land in Miami, but because of severe weather there, it was diverted to Orlando.
Okay.
But then they got here and there was lightning in the area, so they couldn't get off of the plane because of that. Now, on top of that, this was an international flight and a double-decker flight. So that means that they need 2 gates and a gate that can accommodate those passengers through customs.
Oh, I never even thought of this.
I just told you that.
What, the double-decker thing?
No, I just told you the customs
No,
part.
I know that part. I was listening to you. I listen to you from time to time. But the double-decker part, I never thought when they have the double-decker, I guess they have the little jetway that connects to the plane, and it's got like 2 floors.
A lot of times there's 2 jetways.
Yeah, I didn't know that that's how that worked. I thought maybe everybody went the same route, but that would have been a nightmare if they did it that way, too.
I thought there was, and maybe this is me being stupid because I've never been on a double-decker plane.
Me either.
But
I've always wanted to.
I thought there was stairs.
What?
I mean, obviously, I think it's nice to have the 2 jetways, the upstairs jetway, downstairs jetway. But I thought inside the plane there would be a way to get, downstairs and then.
Oh, there has to be. There has to be. There's no way they're like locked. Like, upstairs is upstairs and downstairs is downstairs. You're saying there's a physical way to get from one to the other,
right?
Yeah, there would. I think there has to.
So then, why is it 100% necessary?
If let's say you had the jetway connect to the double-decker plane on the bottom, you'd have to have everybody from that top wait in the longest line to go down.
They're already waiting 7.5 hours.
They would have been happy to do it rather than this. That's very much true. But they said,
I think 2 hours into that, I'd be like, give me the one jetway.
Yeah, I'll take anything.
All of that is what the airport says caused that more than 7-hour delay on the tarmac.
7.5 hours.
Being held hostage on a plane.
After a beautiful trip across the pond, Leslie Schlofeld flew back to Florida, but it was a very ugly trip home. She and hundreds of other passengers stuck on the tarmac at Orlando International Airport for 7.5 hours.
There were people laying on the floors, trying to sleep, kids crying. It was just a nightmare.
Man, there's people on the ground sleeping on the bottom of the plane. What would you do in this scenario? Let me know. Go into the News Junkie app and send a dispatch, or send one from the newsjunkie.com right now. There's only so much you could do because they're just like, nope, sir, sit down. At some point, I might think of just getting arrested so they could expedite my trip off the plane. Unless
that's not how it works.
Unless that doesn't do anything?
That's not how it works. The only way to expedite your arrest is to pull that JetBlue move.
Then that's what I would do.
And open the thing and ride down the slide.
Because if I did it the other way, I have to wait 7.5 hours on the tarmac.
And then you still get arrested.
Then I get arrested afterwards.
Then you have to do all the waiting that is involved with getting arrested and getting processed and all that fun stuff.
That's no good. That's no good at all. Here is Butters. He's got a dispatch with an experience like this.
My dad was in Honduras, and over the weekend he returned. But he had to wait in the plane from 4 a.m. until 8 o'clock at night to take off from Honduras.
4 a.m. to 8 p.m. That is a long time to be trapped on a plane.
You know, the only situation in which I would be like, let's do this. Let's wait 7 hours. Is if I paid for one of those get your own room first classes.
Yeah,
where the
thing?
thing that would piss me off the most if we had to wait that much is if they had like turned off the little infotainment center in the seats. Like sometimes I don't mind sitting in the back of a plane and being the last person to get off. You know, waiting for everybody to get their crap and get out. As long as the TV's still on, and I could get through another episode of The Office in the time it takes for everybody to get off the
rather
damn
than
plane.
Doing that weird dance where you like sit up and you're like trying to wait to now I can stand up in the aisle and for all the people to get done in front of you. But 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. Let's do some math on this, okay? You got how many people you think on an average commercial
16
flight?
hours.
16 hours, right? So 16 hours on the plane. How many people do you think on an average commercial flight? Like 150 or something?
Sure.
Let's say 100. Let's say 100 to lowball it, all right? You got 100 people on the flight for 16 hours. They all have to go to the bathroom at least twice, I would think, during 16 hours sitting there on a plane.
Yeah.
How is that little plane bathroom holding all of that?
I think that you would be surprised by how big their tank is.
It has to be big.
I was very surprised by how big the, RV tank was between me and RM7.
Oh, did you guys use the bathroom in that thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
of course we did.
Did you have to clean it out?
Oh, yeah, we did a dump of the dump on our way back.
Was that a process?
I was there to support Radio Michael 7 as he emptied it out.
And
but
then,
yeah, we stopped at a rest area. We had filled the tank by the end of the weekend. So 4 days between two people. It was the black tank, they call it, with the pee-pee and poo-poo.
Yeah.
And
You broke
They
the
went
number
both.
one rule of RVing?
Yeah, because we asked right before we left, we cool to poop? And they said yes.
Guess what? It's not their RV.
Better than a porta potty.
They don't care. It's not theirs.
Shout out to Giant Wreck World once again.
So you in those 4 days filled up this whole thing. Imagine this plane. That's 200 poops, right?
People aren't pooping the whole time.
That's at least 200 Ps. Think of the gallons and gallons that you'll be dealing with. This is a lot. That this
I could
plane
go
will
that
do.
long without pooping, but there'd be at least a handful of peas.
You could go 16 hours?
Oh, 16? There might
Probably
be.
Yeah,
not.
I would have at least one.
Depends on how I ate during this trip.
If you had like a nice cup of coffee right before that early morning flight, it's like, oh, we got a little line at the bathroom here. Okay, we're going to hear from you. Let's work in another dispatch. Here is Laserblade. It says, it was the French guy. All right.
Junkies.
Yeah.
I think it's the French guy. Yeah, he's been down there so many times. He just kept wanting to go to new places, deeper and deeper, a little further back in the core of that ship. He wanted to get in the boiler room this time. Good job, jocks. Wee manure. Later.
Thanks, Laserblade. He's saying that the guy who's been down there a bunch of times, because he had traveled many times down to the Titanic, is bored of seeing the same stuff. So maybe he got a little more aggressive in what he was trying to look at in the wreckage, and then they got hung up on something. Of course, there's zero information to back that up. And also, I saw somebody today, I don't know if it was a TikTok or what, and they were like, they're sending text messages from the submarine.
No.
And I said, there was a news story that said one of the guys got a text from somebody on the submarine, but it was prior to them going underwater. What cell service do you think is going to get a signal?
Yeah, I mean, I think that is a byproduct of them just dumbing it down for people, because they're not texting with their cell phones in a submarine.
No, it's not
just
happening.
not happening. But are there ways of communicating between the mothership and the submersible. Yeah, that's what they lost communication with. It was supposed to ping every 15 minutes, and there were ways of talking back and forth.
And when they didn't hear back, they knew something was wrong. So they immediately reported it. Yeah. No, that's not true. They waited until
8 hours.
8 hours later or something.
Whoopsie.
And they said, by the way, we got a little bit of a problem here. When we come back, we'll hear from you. We want to see what you have on your mind. And we still have that press conference coming up in just a bit. And a very, very disturbing story about something happening online that you got to hear. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Watch out for delays due to an accident on State Road 46 heading eastbound at Central Park Drive. The right lane is blocked. There's slowdowns on Colonial Drive due to an accident heading westbound at Goldenrod Road. Watch out for bumper-to-bumper traffic on I-4 eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. There's heavy delays on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by ViStar Credit Union. Want to make your summer more exciting? Right now, sign up for a ViStar Rewards credit card and get up to 3 points for each dollar spent. Plus, check out the exciting new limited time offer where you could win big. Visit ViStarCU.org/summer to learn more.
Don't miss the boat, my friends. Compare your quote today with that mortgage guy, Don. That mortgage guy, Don, president of Happy Home Mortgage Brokerage and host of the Home Loans Radio Show. He is here for you with over 250 5-star Google reviews and 1,100 reviews at Experience.com. I think it's very safe to say that Don, he knows what he's doing. And I can say with full confidence that he has your best interests in mind. You know, chances are very high that you're leaving money on the table. So get the money off the table and back in your hands where it belongs. Get a free fast quote review at thatmortgageguyDon.com. Hit the compare button and Don is going to review your quote today. Now, that mortgage guy, Don, he's a mortgage broker, not a corner bank or a retail lender, and that means he has direct access to wholesale lenders that consumers do not. If you want to see a difference, go to the website right now, thatmortgageguyDon.com. Compare your quote today, plain and simple, no spam, no hassle, just peace of mind. Go to thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Get your tickets now
at AXS.com
for our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Coming back to Las Vegas.
2 nights.
September 22nd and 23rd.
1 stage.
At T-Mobile Arena.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
This is the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Buy your tickets for our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival now.
Before they sell out.
At AXS.com.
That's AXS.com.
Packing for your summer road trip? Leave the travel guide at home and bring the Autio app along for the ride. Autio brings any drive to life with fascinating stories about the places you go, all narrated by expert storytellers. Browse through Autio's more than 10,000 fascinating location-based tales to inspire your travel itinerary and discover unique destinations along the way. Wherever summer takes you, make your next drive an adventure with Autio, the perfect companion for your next road trip. Learn more at AUTIO.com.
We're more than truck drivers. We're road pros.
Yep. Want to know the best way to get somewhere? Ask a truck driver. We know where the pavement is smooth and the stop signs are few and far between.
We also know where the best donuts are and where to find the fuel that helps keep our engines cleaner.
Using Synergy diesel-efficient fuel from Exxon and Mobil stations helps us get better mileage.
They provide quick ways to pay so you can get back on the road. They're dependable like that.
Pros like us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Learn more and find a station at Exxon.com compared to diesel without detergent additives. Results may vary.
He strikes, he scores! Top right corner, Facundo Torres!
Orlando City returns home taking on the Philadelphia Union on Wednesday, June 21st at 7:30 p.m., presented by Heineken Silver. Tune in on FM 96.9 The Game and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. It takes a beer served in 192 countries to truly appreciate the global game. Cheers your Heineken to your Orlando City Lions. Heineken, the official beer of Orlando City Soccer Club. Must be 21 and up to purchase. Enjoy Heineken responsibly.
Just call up, just call up, just call up, just call up. Ain't you gonna go? Just call up.
Mo DeWitt, Office, Orlando. Sung by non-attorney spokesperson.
I'm back! And look at all the fresh from Florida produce I brought home. You have heard of Fresh from Florida, right?
Fresh I have.
That's refreshing to hear.
Fresh from Florida produce is fresh as fresh can get.
And if we're going to freshen up daily meals, it's refreshing to know that locally grown Fresh from Florida produce is available year-round.
Well, that's a breath of fresh air. Got anything else?
I'm fresh out.
Look for Fresh from Florida where you shop. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com.
My fellow Americans, R.C. Hill here from R.C. Hill Mitsubishi. I think it's high time we celebrate. To help you relieve stress and start having fun again. It's time to let freedom ride and break free from your old ride. And declare your independence in a nicer, newer car for just $7 down. Have you been feeling put down, fed up, or just plain tired? Then it's time to let freedom ride. So keep your cash and drive a new 23 Outlander for just $7 down. All RC Hill Mitsubishis include a lifetime limited warranty. Even if you've heard no in the past, America is the land of opportunity. And I believe everyone deserves to drive a nicer, newer car today. So kick your old ride to the curb and let freedom ride for just $7 down. But hurry, this celebration ends soon. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Get free at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
$7 down requires negative equity may be refinanced. Example, stock number NY2354, $7 down, $3.89 per month for 84 months, 3.9 APR.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. We are, for the most part, a reactionary society. If your neighbor has a break-in, you think about getting an alarm. If your buddy gets laid off, you say, I better buckle down at work. If banks start closing, you may want to ask yourself if you should keep most or all of your money in a bank. It may be time for a portfolio protection plan. It may be time to have a little personal gold reserve. Call my friends at the Oxford Gold Group. Call 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
As America's largest injury law firm, size is our strength. Morgan & Morgan.
Radio 104.1.
Dispatches from the News Junkie app in just a moment. Tons of people glued to what's happening with the search for this Titanic sub. Memes everywhere too. Really messed up memes.
I mean, I thought of a submarine related joke this morning.
Yeah.
And then I looked at Twitter to see, how many other people had thought of the same joke. The hive mind.
Yeah.
Revolving around the controller. And some people do not know the correct version of the Konami code.
Oh, my God. Unbelievable that they wouldn't know. Wait. Up, down, left, right, BA, select, start.
Close enough.
Oh, what a mess.
The BA only happens once. Start is optional. Select is optional. There's versions of it. But I saw a bunch of people that were like, they should just hit up, down, left, right. That is not the code, sir. That is not the Konami code.
There was a lot of people doing that. I saw a meme, and it was like a photo of a sub down by the Titanic, and they said the crew of the Titanic trying to entertain the stuck sub, and they had all these skeletons like dancing around.
So a lot of info is coming out about Titanic now. Now that everyone's obsessed with this mission.
Out of nowhere, right? All of a sudden, this is what's going on.
I found it to be so fascinating that a lot of people are asking, why aren't there any skeletons when you go down to the Titanic shipwreck? And it's because it all dissolved.
Right.
But
it's all eaten.
What didn't get eaten was their shoes.
Yeah. Oh, really? Their shoes are all down there?
The way the shoes were made back in the day, this particular type of acid or what they covered it with, the amoebas had no interest in it whatsoever. So you'll see just the pairs of shoes. Let
me be honest with you. I would love a pair of Titanic shoes.
Sean, you asked for the most impossible things for your birthday and Christmas.
It's not impossible.
We don't have the money for that.
There's got to be somebody who's got a pair of Titanic shoes, and I
think they
want
left
those.
them there.
They probably did, because they could barely get down there, much less grab shoes. Even though they do have things that they've pulled from the wreckage way down, 2.5 miles down. I found this thing that says Ocean Gate Expeditions, but because Twitter is stupid and they completely changed the way their verification system works. I can't tell if it's real or if it's fake or what. It just says Ocean Gate Expeds and Ocean Gate Expeditions. If it's real, the way that they're talking is kind of strange.
Oh, that's their graphic?
No, this is from somebody else. I saw this a long time ago, just showing how deep the ocean is.
Hey, guys, look at this graphic I found. Comment on it.
It says, here is an explanation of the complexity of the search. Even finding them in time, we're not sure we can rescue them alive. And I'm like, would the official account really post something like that?
I don't think they would say that.
No, I think some of these are fake, and now it's so hard on Twitter to find
Way
out.
to go,
what's
Elon.
real.
All right. Well, does Ocean Gate Expeds have tweets prior to Sunday?
Yeah, and it's all in Spanish.
Okay, so no.
Yeah, there's like a whole bunch of Spanish stuff prior to this that doesn't seem related or whatever. But now they're jumping on this whole
Yeah,
trend.
I don't think they that prior to their Titanic mission they did happy birthday dog with 1,800 emojis.
That seems a little less than legit. There's so many people, though, that are locked into what's happening here, and they're trying to figure out exactly what is going on with these people and can they be saved, and all the theories and the actually if we did this, and there's so much coming out of this content-wise. Which is glorious. Is this real? No, I don't know what's real or what's fake anymore. They said, here's the audio of the knocking that they recorded from the submarine. I'll try. Let's see, because I don't know if this is legit. Is that what it sounds like?
That's not real. That cannot be real.
I don't think that's real. This just somebody tweeted this
It's
out.
that
I'm
clear.
sorry. You trust Freaky Deaky?
Freaky Deaky on
Twitter?
Twitch. Do Scarfox on is the handle. It says a Canadian aircraft picked up the banging sound suspected to be from the Titan submarine.
I think if those sounds were released, we would have possibly heard them on the news.
Yeah, I don't know.
Even though they would be from people in peril.
Yeah, it would have been on CNN. It would have been on everybody. But this is spreading around. People are spreading around this audio of the knocking sound. I just don't think that's real right now. There's a lot of fake stuff in the mix. Who knows? We'll keep an eye on it.
Do you think that other countries, like Asian countries, are as interested in this as like just America and Britain to a point?
I would think so, but I don't know how much coverage it's getting over there. Obviously, here
this is all we got going on right now.
Yeah, this is our big thing at the moment, and everybody watches this stuff and just starts obsessing over it, and that's just how the process tends to go. There is something called Discord, and actually there's the News Junkie Discord.
What up?
Which you can get over at thenewsjunkie.com, and
isn't there a town hall soon?
There is.
Ooh.
It's a town hall.
Who's in charge?
I am, unfortunately, and I have to talk about what's happening in the Discord, where the Discord is going, et cetera, et cetera.
Do you need any third parties, like people that just pop in once in a while and then have to leave immediately?
I mean, I don't even know exactly how this whole thing's going to go down. So I'm welcoming anybody who wants to participate. I think I put it for 8 tonight.
Oh, can't make it.
Sorry about that. I should have talked about this beforehand, but the News Junkie Discord is a fun place. It's always going. It's a constant conversation. It's when you go to the website, thenewsjunkie.com, if you click that link, you open up what's called Discord, and you could do it on the web or you could do it on their app, which is really fantastic. And there's different channels. So there's like a general channel where everybody just chats and hang out with each other all night long. People are drinking in there. People are meeting other people. It's awesome. But then there's other ones for music, for this, for that. You can pop into a voice chat and just start talking to people. You can do video chats. It's like a whole world for people who listen to the show. And you can check that out over at thenewsjunkie.com. But Discord has a lot of other people besides this show on their platform. And apparently there's a bunch of these Discord servers where kids, younger people mostly, are flaunting their crimes and posting this stuff for everybody else to see. It says
the problem with America.
A video shot on a phone scans a small bedroom showing the grisly aftermath of what I was told was a robbery. Dry blood smeared across a MacBook Pro, a pair of pliers on an unmade bed, and more blood speckled across the floor and walls. A set of photos show a young man in his underwear, restrained with zip ties on his wrist and a small syringe of what one person said was heroin. The boy's captors threatened to inject him with it unless he handed over his cryptocurrency. And they post this stuff on these Discord servers. They call them COM, COMM. I'm going to try to say that very carefully.
Com.
Yes, com, as in communications or something, or community or whatever. COMM. And it's a wide-spanning ecosystem of potentially hundreds of gamers, hackers, and many people who just hang out on Discord for fun. Many of them are showing their crimes that they're committing and posting these to the web. There's a whole piece on this on Vice today, if you want to check this out. In another video, a man spreads out a stack of crisp $100 bills on his bed. On God, everyone in this server is poor as S, he said. And the FBI is investigating these. So if you're down there, maybe be careful about those crimes that you're committing and posting, because that could lead to some real-world problems for you, and you probably don't want that. Okay, let's hear from a couple people real quick before we find out what's coming up on the next episode. Here is Famunda. How to get the sub. All right.
Good afternoon, Sabrina, C-Lane, and Sean.
Yo.
I've got a great idea on how to get that sub. They have that 2.5 mile long cord. Why don't they just attach a big-ass magnet to it and drag the sea floor?
Right.
Maybe they can get it that way. I don't know.
Magnet
just trying to
fishing?
think outside the box. Peace.
He sounded like he was disappointed with his idea at the end there. It's like,
that happens all the time to me. I start to say something out loud, and then it's like an out-of-body experience. I'm like, shut up.
Never mind.
It sounds really stupid.
What was I thinking?
I mean, are we even sure that the sub is magnetic? I'm sure there's parts of it that are.
I guess, but the
Titanic is made of iron.
You can't do it that way, I don't think.
I know, because of the movie.
Yeah, that's what they said.
She's made of iron, sir, I assure you.
Here is Sabrina's toy with the dispatch. Hello?
Hey, Sean, there is a new
one, not a
show
vibrator, thank you.
that I think you should
It's a tool.
definitely watch. Very similar to this story, where some people are on a watercraft of some sort.
Right.
It was a tour of some sort. I don't think it was Titanic.
Are you
but
doing Gilligan's
Anyway,
Island?
they lost them. They couldn't find them. And turns out they were marooned on an island.
Oh, my God. Somebody already made that joke, I think. Or
podcast listener?
Or they made a joke about Gilligan's Island related to me finding that poker face show too late, or something like that. Oh, Russian Doll was the show that I found too late.
Hey, guys, it's me, Natasha.
Sorry, I'll get it right here today. Here is Grounds Guys.
Hey, Aquaman, I can't believe you fumbled the plane hearing the knock knock, who's there?
Well, how'd I know?
For the sub so bad, because the way they actually hear, and like I said, I can't believe you've missed this, because I know you have that toy in your aquarium, is these planes drop things called sonar buoys.
Buddy, I hate when people do this. This is super esoteric. Like, this is really specific knowledge about planes that drop sonar technology into the water to find missing ships or submarines or whatever. Like, that's a really esoteric thing that most people don't know about.
Actually,
and a buoy is a thing.
I think they're used for finding submarines that are not missing. Ones that are
oh, like spying on
them?
Yeah. So if there was like a Russian sub or something, they would do this, and now we're using it for different purposes.
John, that floats on top of the water, and these things can hear.
It floats on top of the water
and miles underwater. This is how we look for subs a lot of times, Sean. You know that little toy you got that's by the treasure chest and the Titan dude in your aquarium. Anyway,
selling it, my guy, selling it.
It's getting hot out.
Second of all, I don't have a treasure chest in my fish tank.
Why not? All the coolest fish tanks have treasure
chests.
That's
for babies.
What? No, I think it would be cool when the bubbles come out every once in a while.
Yep. And put a bubblers in a saltwater tank. This is for professionals. We're serious people.
I definitely had a treasure chest that opened up and the bubbles came out.
I had that
definitely
too.
Going to sneak one in there, and you won't notice.
When I was 5. When I was 5, I had that. Now I'm an adult aquarist and have adult serious things in my saltwater aquarium, so that I can make sure I maintain a proper environment for my lovely fish.
Thanks, Greg.
That's what I do.
You mean make sure Greg maintains a...
Yeah, Greg does everything. I have very little
It
responsibility.
looks really nice. You just got out of here.
He just got done. He just left. He said, things are looking good. And he told me something I screwed up.
And then next time he's here, we're going to put that treasure
What'd you
chest
screw
in.
up?
No, I didn't really screw it up. But there was like a It doesn't matter. 0 people are going to care about this. I'm not even going to explain it. When we come back...
You got excited for a little bit, though, thinking Celine wanted to know.
I went to go explain it. I said, nope, the audience is dwindling just even thinking about this. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina, what's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? The Idol trades the OL for an LE as Season 2 will remain idle on the cutting room floor. An update on BB Rexa versus fans' phone. We now got the reason the suspect chucked it at her face, and it's not an LOL. Plus, actress Glenda Jackson passed away recently, and in lieu of flowers, we get a story about her Oscar trophies and what her mother did with them. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mike, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey everyone, Jamie King here, Fox 35 Storm Center. Just want to freshen up the Wednesday forecast as we approach midday here in Central Florida. Looks like we're mostly cloudy, hot, and humid today. Upper 80s to near 90. Bit of a lull in the rain chances before 1 or 2 o'clock. After that point, they're back. Heavy-duty showers and storms, lots of lightning and heavy rain out there. Rain chance at 70% plus. Partly cloudy, rain chance tonight at 50%. Winds from the south at 5 to 10. For Fox 35, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jamie King. Take care.
This report is sponsored by Duke Energy. Storm season is here, and Duke Energy is ready, strengthening their systems, ready to respond to any outages quickly and safely, and to keep you informed with text and email alerts. Visit duke-energy.com/storms. That's duke-energy.com/storms.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season right now. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
Light up your 4th of July with Sky King Fireworks. Sky King Fireworks in Cocoa on 520 and in Melbourne on 192 has buy one, get one on all fireworks with the largest selection of buy one, get two. Sky King Fireworks has the largest selection of the loudest, biggest, brightest, and safest fireworks with a no-dud guarantee. Sky King Fireworks has buy one, get one on all fireworks in the store and the largest selection of buy one, get twos. Nobody beats the king. For easy directions, visit SkyKingFireworks.com.
Celebrate the red, white, and blue with fireworks presented by Old Town and Fun Spot America Kissimmee. Bring the family for a full day of fun, including live music on the Old Town main stage by Rocktown. Fireworks begin at 9 at this free event.
Hello, Floridians. Today is a good day to do great things. Yes! Like scheduling the dentist appointment you've been putting off for 2 years.
Oh, man.
Like finally fixing that creaky door that drives you crazy. Like getting that massage you definitely deserve.
Oh, yeah.
Or taking time to make sure that your air conditioner is ready to beat the heat all summer long. Do something great today, right now, by booking your $159 AC rejuvenation at CoolToday.com.
Call today, cool today. CoolToday.com.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
I can't wait for what's next, even with higher stroke risk due to atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Eliquis, apixaban tablets, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist prescribed blood thinner.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Original MTV VJ Martha Quinn here. Pearl Specialties Olives are bursting with flavor and add the perfect Mediterranean twist to everyday meals and snacks. Rock your recipes with Pearl Specialties Olives. For quality you can trust, look for the sunny yellow jar at your local Walmart.
Orlando's best comedy room is safely open. The Orlando Improv welcomes Ashley Gavin on June 23rd and 24th.
And then what does it say? It says, sorry, try again later.
Tickets and showtimes at theimprovorlando.com. Come for the comedy. We could all use a laugh. The Improv is hiring for all evening positions: line cook, cocktail servers, and waitstaff, food runners, and dishwashers. We cater to top talent and the best locals in the Central Florida area. Call 407-480-5233 or email for open interviews.
Add value and security to your property today by contacting Fence Outlet. Now offering customers 0 down and 0% financing for 12 months on any Fence product. Go to fenceoutlet.com today for more details. Terms of financing apply. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Now open in Daytona.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free, anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Winning Wednesdays happen every Wednesday on our Instagram page at Real Radio 1041 with a new prize available every Wednesday. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Episode in just a moment. All things happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. And Fritz joins us, getting ready for Fritz on the Street in a little bit as well. So if you miss any of the show, including you folks in Dallas on 97.1 The Freak, hello, we love you. We appreciate you. If you want to get the rest of the show, there's 2 more hours, believe it or not, of this mess, and it's all ready for you. Go to thenewsjunkie.com for all the podcast links and to learn more about the show.
Yes, if you want to hear us talk about the Titanic sub for 2 more hours.
I'm enthralled, man. I can't get enough of it right now.
Obsessed.
We got to see what the latest is, and there's a press conference in just a bit. So
I feel weird about it.
It's not our fault it's happening.
No, it's not. I'm just saying, like, with how fascinating it is, and everyone's talking about it, like, I just feel like we're forgetting that there's
actual
5 people that are freaking the F out right now.
And we already know about these people, like who they are. There's more postings now from the guy who his stepdad is on this.
Oh, really?
I don't know if this one somebody sent me
is
is
he
real.
trying to save face?
The one somebody sent me, I'll have to double check it and verify it. But if it's real, he was like shooting his shot at an OnlyFans model and tweeting some stuff about that. I'll double check to see if it's legit.
There's like so many snippets too of the owner like touting, like breaking the rules. And, like, it's just like, there's
I forgot
dozens.
about that clip.
Which, if everything's successful, it's like, this guy's great. But when something goes wrong, it's like, whoa, you were like laughing at this.
Crazy.
All right, here we go. Let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it. Even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Slay!
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don, thatmortgageguyDon.com, and of course, the Home Loans Radio Show. You can hear Fritz today and over the weekend on the Home Loans Radio Show. Get your questions answered live or go to the website right now to start the process of refinancing or buying your first dream home. thatmortgageguydawn.com. It was 29 years ago, 1994, that this guy right here.
Oh, George Michael.
Damn it. George Michael's right. Point for C-Lane. He lost his lawsuit against Sony Records. He claimed that his 15-year contract was, and I quote, what?
They made him sign well, they didn't make him sign. He signed a 15-year contract?
That's the 90s, baby.
I don't think you could do that anymore.
No, I can't
I think
imagine.
they cap it out at like a lot lower than that.
He had claimed during this lawsuit that he lost that his 15-year contract was professional slavery.
Okay, that's
You
one way to
sure
say it.
about that? You sure about that?
Since Sony could refuse to release his albums because they thought they were uncommercial. Now, professional slavery is a heck of a term considering that slaves did not get paid.
No.
You did, George.
Yeah, they both equated it to slavery. Both of them did that.
Now, George Michael, had he changed his name to a symbol, would things have ended differently?
No, same way.
So an update that's not really an update, but it's already here.
Oh, yeah, what? Rexa?
Bebe? Be Rexa. I guess that the attorney is now speaking for the suspect that chucked the phone at her face.
The phone chucker.
Nicholas Malvagina.
That's his last name?
Malvagna. There's no
like
I in there.
bad vagina. That's what that would mean.
I heard male vagina.
Male vagina, Malvagna. Just
Okay.
one vowel missing, and it's Malvagina. But he's 27 years old from Jersey, charged with assault and harassment for hurling the mobile phone right at BB's face. And she later received stitches, as we all saw.
Was that audio of the phone hitting the pop star's face?
That's it. Hey, baby!
So specific.
Right on the coconut.
He said that he was trying to be funny, and that was what he told the security guards once they arrested him. And now the lawyer, Todd Spodek, is talking to HuffPost saying, as a fan, his sole intention was to have Miss Rexa take photos with his phone and return it as a keepsake, because there was a TikTok trend in which tossing a phone on stage
Good God.
makes it really cool.
Have a little personal responsibility.
Just want to be very clear. At the end of the year, when we have Just Okay 8, there is not to be any phones thrown at anyone's faces.
Did they
I will
say
not give them back.
what the official charges were against
Yes.
him? Is it a battery or something?
He got assault and harassment.
Damn. So, that, like, it's a real deal charge. He could go to jail for a little while.
Guess who's back?
Oprah? Oh, Amanda Bynes.
In a psychiatric hold, that is.
Oh, damn.
Another psychiatric hold after being detained by police and receiving a medical evaluation. According to law enforcement sources, Amanda was the one who called the LAPD on herself over the weekend to report a woman in distress.
She's the most self-aware person that has these kind of serious mental issues that I've ever heard of in my life.
I think as far as bipolar goes, like, there's one person who's like, you're not doing well, and the other person's like, you don't even know me. And it's
Everybody
the same person.
who I've seen go through these breakdowns like this, they aren't aware, and they just keep
No,
going further and
absolutely
further
not.
into the abyss. And she's like aware enough to call the cops on herself.
So by law, it can be up to 72 hours that she's in this hold, which is 3 days, but no word on how long they will keep her. And this is very, I guess, on theme with this ocean talk we have.
Okay.
Not necessarily the Titanic exploration, but in fact, a Netflix crew that almost became Jaws Part 2.
Uh-oh.
Wait, there is a Part 2, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. There's a
How many?
handful of
There's
Jaws.
like 8.
There's
Okay.
a bunch of them.
Jaws Part 9.
Part 1's good, though.
If you're still upset with Netflix because of the few bucks you have to pay and you can't share your password, then maybe this makes you feel better. But a crew filming for the Netflix docuseries Our Planet 2 Electric Boogaloo was attacked by sharks.
Man. Isn't that what they wanted? They probably got some great footage.
Oh, I'm sure. And now all this tease, so we have to watch it.
Would you do one of those things where you get in the cage and then the sharks
I
swim
would.
all around you?
I would do that if it's not going down to the depths of the sea where I can't breathe.
Yeah, if it was a really reputable company, I might do it.
Yeah, if it was under, let's say 10 feet of water, sure.
Yeah.
But this
Any deeper, no.
No.
also on theme, things you shouldn't do if you're going to go film sharks. Why are you in inflatable boats?
That's not a good idea.
Tracking a albatross chick off the coast of Hawaii when 2 tiger sharks came at them. A crew member says it was something out of Jaws. except for the fact that you guys are all fine and nothing happened.
Can you imagine the life you're living where you're like, what are you up to this week? Well, I'm tracking an albatross chick off the coast of,
I feel like I've had a couple of those moments in radio.
I'm going to be chumming the water to really piss off 2 male tiger sharks.
What a time.
What'd you do today? Well, I went on a stunt plane and then threw up on myself.
It's an interesting life.
One of the sharks bit into the boats and it, quote, exploded. Luckily, the boats weren't too far from land and they were able to get out of the water safely. The sharks were incredibly hungry, said another crew member, so there might not have been enough natural food and they were just trying to get anything that came across the water. Be sure to watch that Our Planet too.
I have half a mind to tie this into these damn orcas that are attacking boats.
I think that's the funniest thing.
How cool is that?
And then just say...
It's all the same orcas.
The sea is raging at us right now. That's what's happening
Maybe
here.
leave it alone. Stop throwing plastic into it. Damn it.
Or maybe they want more.
Take that.
Now back on land, ahoy matey. There was a very gross moment at one of the James Bonds, Bronson.
He cannot
Brosnan.
be 007.
Pierce Brosnan.
That's him.
His house, police say a man decided to urinate and defecate into the neighbor's yard and then stormed the actor's property and used the laundry room to clean himself up.
Oh, gross.
LA County Sheriff's deputy rushed to Pierce's Malibu estate in an afternoon after getting reports of a man on his and his neighbor's properties. I figured Malibu and big properties like that are far apart from each other, but apparently had plenty of
Close
time
enough to
do
do
other
this.
things. Yeah. The guy was seen using the neighbor's backyard as his own personal bathroom, dropping a big old deuce, and then taking a pee-pee before rummaging around the garbage and then moving over to Pierce's place where he went to his backyard before heading to the front, then to the laundry room where he used the water to clean himself up. The most fascinating part about this is that a helicopter found the dude hiding in the rocks along the coast, and then they charged him for burglary for stealing his water.
Oh, my God.
Is that something you could... Water
Why
is your
couldn't
property?
they get him for just trespassing?
I don't know.
That seems like a more serious charge.
Maybe you had to have like no trespassing signs.
Or maybe Pierce doesn't have like city water, but he just has these giant Evian jugs that they use
He has
to
a
wash
melting
themselves.
glacier.
That's fancy right there.
Very fancy and also very fanny. OnlyFans. Let's talk about it. Denise Richards, she's on it and apparently making bank.
What's she doing on there?
Nothing.
She's not even getting naked?
Not really showing anything is what they're saying. We heard about it, I think, at the end of last year, maybe the beginning of this year.
Yeah, because she
Her
was
and her
doing
daughter.
it, and her daughter was doing it as well.
Sammy Sheen. And they barely show anything, but Sammy recently made headlines by calling herself a sex worker. But the truth is that they're not doing any nudity, and she is raking it in. A source says that she doesn't even show any skin on OnlyFans, and she's making about $80,000 a month.
That's crazy. What's crazier about that than anything people actually know is that a lot of that money comes from messages. A lot of the money. When that bad baby girl, Danielle Bergoli, when she posted the receipts of how much money she was making, about half of it was from subscribers on OnlyFans, and half was from people who want to message you.
Yep.
And they pay you to do that.
I still have my account. I just haven't put anything on it.
It's weird.
At SorryMom420. So maybe one of these days, next holiday break, I'll get some real turtleneck kind of stuff going.
You do you.
By that I mean I'm gonna wear a turtleneck and just watch. You can watch me like scoop litter boxes. There's a niche for everything, right?
Yeah, that's a very specific one, but maybe you'll land some.
Denise doesn't do anything risque either, but she has over 100,000 followers and makes $2 million a month. That means that the daughter's scooping in $960,000 a year, and Denise yearly $24 million.
I think Denise Richards has a bunch of like safe for work pictures on her OnlyFans,
Just like sexy photos.
And then there's some that are censored, and it's like, tip me $10 and I'll send you
a nip,
the uncensored version of this picture.
So she is doing some nude stuff, but it's just like another little thing to leap over.
Saw her before. What was the with Denise? Denise
Richards has been
famous
photographed
scene
nude before.
Oh,
in the movie where she was making out with another girl.
Wild Things.
Wild Things.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
right.
Super 90s movie.
Alyssa Milano?
Was that 90s? 2000?
Oh, no.
No,
Nev Campbell?
2000.
It was Nev Campbell.
Point.
Speaking of decades that we're
Half
not in
point
right now,
technicals.
I'll leave you with a new festival coming to Southern California's Huntington Beach. It's called Darker Waves, and it's what you call 80s nostalgia to the max.
All right, who's playing?
Well, New Order, Tears for Fears, they're headlining it, as well as 30 other acts.
Tears for Fears is headlining it?
Yes. And this band,
B-52s.
which we have local tie-ins with them. What's up, B-52s? We also have Echo and the Bunnymen, Devo, Soft Cell, The Psychedelic Furs, OMD, English Beat. We talked to him.
Yeah.
Was that the guy who smelled?
Oh, that was the guy whose voice
really nice,
broke when he was singing
really
the song.
nice. And She Wants
He
Revenge.
just woke up.
It goes down Saturday, November 18th, and tickets go on sale this week. While you're on the
That's
internet.
a good lineup.
Yeah, I'll go. You guys want to go?
I'll go hear Soft
Take an
Cell. Is that the name of the band?
Mm-hmm.
Do Tainted Love, and then what else do they have?
The remix of
I
Tainted
think
Love.
they have like a B-side.
They just do 3 versions of it.
While you're on the internet buying those tickets, you can mosey on over to OrlandoWeekly.com and vote for Luscious Lisa, Best Rap Act.
Hell yeah.
As well as Mo. He's going to be, I think he's up for Greatest Lawyer of All Time.
Oh, he's not up for Best Rap Act? That'd be something else.
Not yet. And then there's also a show called The News Junkie that you could vote for, and Best Radio Voice, Sabrina Ambro. And I'm here to tell you what to do. I'm here to tell you the boob tubes.
You are here to tell them what to do.
You don't have to do it. You don't have to. I'm just
Order
saying.
them.
I could use one plaque. If you don't do this, Alan, I'm talking to you, Alan.
Alan will do it like 10 times.
The series premiere of Secret Invasion on Disney+, series premiere of LA Fire and Rescue on NBC, Dr. Pimple Popper, and, this is crazy, Ridiculousness on MTV.
No.
Yeah, dude. Writers still on strike, and you follow your dreams and me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra, and most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day. All those naked riders just running up and down.
Wait, what?
It sounded like streak. Like you said, the
Oh, my
riders are
bad.
still on streak, but they're on strike still. How
might be naked.
How far are we in now? We like 8 weeks, 7 weeks?
I imagine we're coming up to the 2-month mark.
It's a bit in now, and they still haven't gotten any progress, I guess. Okay, when we come back, Fritz on the street. Plus, we got that press conference about the Titanic sub search, and that was when we pick one of you. We're going to pick one of you. Each of us will represent you in Fritz on the Street. If we win, you get a prize, and I'll show you what that new magnet looks like when we come back. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Tacos for Talkbacks is back, and we're giving away Tijuana Flats cash this Friday. Get the details at realradio.fm/taco.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. goldsmithjewelry.com.
Travel with caution and expect delays. Authorities are clearing up an accident on State Road 46 heading eastbound between Monroe Road and Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. There's slowdowns due to an accident on State Road 50 Colonial Drive heading westbound at Goldenrod Road. Watch out for bumper-to-bumper traffic on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season right now. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassie's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
Packing for your summer road trip? Leave the travel guide at home and bring the Autio app along for the ride. Autio brings any drive to life with fascinating stories about the places you go, all narrated by expert storytellers. Browse through Autio's more than 10,000 fascinating location-based tales to inspire your travel itinerary and discover unique destinations along the way. Wherever summer takes you, make your next drive an adventure with Autio, the perfect companion for your next road trip. Learn more at autio.com.
The new Smokin' Triple Stack at Firehouse Subs is stacked high with honey ham, smoked turkey, and slow-smoked beef brisket. To top it off, a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders. The Smokin' Triple Stack Sub. Get it for a limited time, only at Firehouse Subs. Participating U.S. locations, Firehouse of America, LLC, and Firehouse Subs suppliers together will donate 0.09% of purchases in 2023 at Firehouse Subs locations to the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation for the purchase of life-saving equipment with a minimum donation of $1 million.
My fellow Americans, RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. I think it's high time we celebrate. To help you relieve stress and start having fun again. It's time to let freedom ride and break free from your old ride. and declare your independence in a nicer, newer car for just $7 down. Have you been feeling put down, fed up, or just plain tired? Then it's time to let freedom ride. So keep your cash and drive a new 23 Outlander for just $7 down. All RC Hill Mitsubishis include a lifetime limited warranty. Even if you've heard no in the past, America is a land of opportunity, and I believe everyone deserves to drive a nicer, newer car today. So kick your old ride to the curb and let freedom ride for just $7 down. But hurry, this celebration ends soon. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Get free at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
$7 down requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Example, stock number N12354. $7 down, $3.89 per month for 84 months, 3.9 APR.
Have you noticed that solar panels are popping up everywhere? You never know who's going to have solar next, and here's a thought, it could be you. Utility rates keep going up, and now is a great time to save big with Solar Source. Solar Source has been getting the job done in Central Florida for almost 40 years, and right now, Monster fans get special access to their new AI-powered tool that can get you an estimate in 1 minute or less. Visit solarsource.com/monsters for an instant quote.
So there I was, deep in the heart of the jungle. You know, solving all the puzzles, doing my thing. Then I see it. The lost treasure of Simia. I grab it and hightail it out of there in my Nissan Rogue. Suddenly, arrows. Fire. Now, I know this may sound like an epic tale of adventure, but it's a Nissan sales event ad. The temple crumbles, boom, crash, but I'm too fast with my trusty VC turbo engine.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select 2023 Nissan Rogue trims. Availability is limited. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, 0% APR financing for 36 months on new 2023 Rogue excluding S-trim and dealer stock. Example, 36 months financing at $27.78 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to residency restrictions and NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. N7523.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
When you open your hopper, you don't fill it with just any hardwood pellets, right? You fill it with Kingsford 100% hardwood blend pellets. Made right here in the USA with North American ingredients and a 100% natural hardwood blend, Kingsford pellets can be used on any pellet grill and add delicious smoky flavor to any meal. Kingsford's the name you trust for the low and slow cooking you crave. So look for Kingsford 100% hardwood blend pellets. Kingsford.com.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. In Office Orlando.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season right now. Look for the Sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
Planning a DIY fence project, but you're not sure where to start? Consider Fence in a Box from Fence Outlet. They offer fixed prices that include all materials to complete a fence for an average 120-foot backyard. PVC, aluminum, wood. Learn more at fenceoutlet.com. License number C10252.
Nothing. That's how much the new lifetime warranty at Sutherland Nissan Orlando costs.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyounitus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Radio. 104.1.
Street, the greatest game in all of radio, and you could play along with us no matter where you are, if you're in your vehicle, if you're in your cubicle, or if you're just wandering around planet Earth. Play along.
Eating a popsicle.
In your head, if you're that popsicle person.
Or string cheese.
But the first thing we have to do before we get into Fritz
Like
on the
me.
Street, we all represent somebody in the game. And if we win, you win. And you get your hands on the Fritz on the Street magnet. The new one called the Fritz Mag.
Oh, yeah, you got him?
It has arrived. There's some of these, Fritz, you can grab some of these if you want for your Funhouse trivia stuff.
Hell yes.
But these
Same
are
colors as blue steel.
Yeah, it's just like Fritz's guitar. These are only winnable if you are a victor in Fritz on the Street. The new Fritz mags are in, and those of you who have been waiting, those are going to be sent out today or tomorrow probably. But I have chosen to represent T48 Girl on the News Junkie Discord. What about you, Sabrina? Who are you playing for?
I also went with the Discord. I asked for a cute pic. I was hoping for boobs, but I got a bunch of pet pics.
That's good enough.
And the first one to do that was Christina May.
Okay, Christina on Discord for you. What about you, C-Lane?
I looked on the texting service, and somebody had requested that I pick them. It was Matt in PSL.
All right, Matt and PSL, good luck to you. Not really, though, because I want you to lose, because I'd like to win. You know how this whole thing works. One thing matters, though. Fritz, are you ready?
You bet your balls.
All right, let's do it. Let's do Fritz on the Street.
Now it's time for Fritz on the Street.
Hello, Sabrina. Hello, Sealand. Hello, Sean.
Hi, Fritz.
Fritz on the Street, sponsored by Mo DeWitt, of course. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO. That number, 866-CALL-MO. Me and the Mrs. Darcy recently recorded another jingle for him.
Oh, nice.
So hopefully that one
Children's song as well?
approved. No,
Okay.
more professional. There's a piano in it.
Ooh.
We have 8 questions, 4 current event questions, and 4 general knowledge trivia questions. In first place, 213 points. That would be Mr. Christopher Lane.
All right.
And in second place with 182 points, Sean Wilson.
Jesus.
In third place with 181 points, Sabrina Ambra.
Christ.
So
Battle for second place here.
213, 182, 181.
Did you do these at your trivia last night?
I did. Fritz's Funhouse every Tuesday at Cavos Bar and Kitchen. I had 5 teams participating, and then I don't know, maybe it was the weather, but it took a while.
Really opened up
for them to
yesterday.
show up, and then afterwards they scattered. So it's 4 participants, and then 5 participants, and then 3 callers.
Okay.
So
It's been nasty. The weather's been so bad. Nobody wants to do anything.
Very unpredictable. So, use that to your advantage if you want. Without further ado, question number 1. A deep sea sea lane.
The RMS Titanic.
That is correct.
Damn
I will
it.
give it to you. A deep sea submersible carrying 5 passengers has gone missing while traveling to which site in the North Atlantic Ocean? The Titanic, the crash, the wreckage of the Titanic. Sealand, out of 8 answers, how many do you think said the Titanic?
8.
8.
7.
7 for Sean and 7
Twins.
for Sabrina.
I'll stick with it.
Question number 1 with answers of 7 and 8.
Ding, 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 ding.
Ooh, let's see.
Nice and hot, baby.
2 points. A deep sea submersible carrying 5 passengers has gone missing while traveling to which site in the North Atlantic Ocean?
The Titanic. Outside of Newfoundland to see the Titanic.
The
Titanic sinking.
The wreck of the Titanic.
The site of the Titanic.
The Titanic crash site.
The sinking of the Titanic.
Marianas Trench.
Yes!
That would be
What
7.
a dick.
Sean and Sabrina picking up 2 points for getting that right on the money, and Sealand with a guess of 8 picking up 1 point. We move on to question 2. Also talking about the sea. Which sea is located between Israel and Jordan?
Sabrina.
Sabrina.
That would be the Red Sea.
That is incorrect.
Damn it.
Sealand.
Sealand.
The Dead Sea.
The Dead Sea is correct.
Almost cursed us now.
Sealand, out of 8 answers, how many do you think said the Dead Sea?
3.
3.
5.
5 for Sabrina.
4.
And 4 for Sean. Question 2 with answers of 3, 4, and 5.
Ding, 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 ding.
Someone knows their Dead Seas. Which sea is located between Israel and Jordan?
The Red Sea.
The Dead Sea.
Red.
Wait, Baltic?
Is it the Red Sea?
The Dead Sea?
The Dead Sea.
The Red Sea?
That would be 3.
Man, everybody was all around that.
Sealane's picking up a 3-pointer on that one, and Sean with a guess of 4, picking up 1 point. We move on to question number 3. That's what comes after question 2.
Nice.
Over 500 are dead and feared missing after a migrant boat sunk off the coast of which Mediterranean country? Sean?
Greece?
Greece is correct.
I mean, not about the thing, but
Yeah.
the point.
Lots of ocean news, huh?
Uh-huh.
Sean, out of 8 answers, how many do you think said Greece? There's controversy now that Greece didn't offer help.
Right. This has been a problem for them for a while. Man, the ocean is angry this week. I'm going to say 3.
3.
2.
2 for C-Lane.
Juan.
And 1 for Sabrina. Right? That was 1?
Yes, please.
Question 3 with answers of 1, 2, and 3. Over 500 are dead and feared missing after a migrant boat sunk off the coast of which Mediterranean country?
Greece.
Is it Greece?
Greece?
Greece.
Greece?
Greece.
Greece?
Wow.
That's 8.
Jeez.
Damn.
Look at you, smarty pants.
That's pretty impressive.
So no points awarded on that one. We approach question 4 now. That's halfway through Fritz on the Street. After question 4, I'll tell you so far who is winning on the day. Question 4. What drink's Gaelic name means water of life?
Sabrina.
Sabrina.
That would be Evian.
That is incorrect. C-Lane?
Whiskey.
Whiskey's correct.
Are you serious? God damn it.
I'm really surprised you went with Evian.
I don't know.
C-Lane, out of 8 answers, how many do you think said whiskey?
6.
6.
7.
7 for Sean.
4.
And 4 for Sabrina. Question 4 with answers of 4, 6, and 7.
Ding, 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 ding.
Let's. Who knows their Gaelic? What drink's Gaelic name means water of life?
Whiskey.
Water?
Whiskey?
Oh, aquavit? I have no idea.
Would that be whiskey?
Whiskey.
Mead.
Beer.
That's 4. That means Sabrina's picking up 2 points on that one.
Okay.
And halfway through Fritz on the Street, we have in first place with 6 points Christopher Lane / Matt and PSL. And we have a tied for second and third place with 4 points each. Sean Wasson
Me and you, Sean.
/ T48 Girl and Sabrina Ambra / Christina May.
All right.
So 6, 4, and 4.
Got to tighten it up here.
4 questions remaining.
Tighten.
We move on. Tighten.
Like the ship. Back to the water again.
And the water's all around us. Question 5. On Tuesday, which infamous social media influencer and ex-MMA...
Sean. Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate is correct. I would have also accepted Andrew Taint. Full question. On Tuesday, which infamous social media influencer and ex-MMA fighter was charged with rape and human trafficking in Romania? Sean, out of 8 answers, how many do you think said Tate?
7.
7.
4.
4 for C-Lane.
6.
And 6 for Sabrina. Question 5 with answers of 4, 6, and 7.
Ding, 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 ding.
Who's picking it up? On Tuesday, which infamous social media influencer and ex-MMA fighter was charged with rape and human trafficking in Romania?
Andrew Tate.
Oh my god, I have no idea.
Logan Paul?
McGregor?
Oh, Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate.
I can't remember his name, but he and his brother are in a lot of trouble.
Andrew Tate.
That's 4. That means C-Lane's picking up 2 points on that one. We have 3 questions remaining. Question 6. Let's talk about writing books.
Can't wait.
Great.
Sweet.
Who wrote the book Mastering the Art of French Cooking?
Sean. Julia Child.
Julia Child is correct. Nicely done.
Sean is so excited that he got something like literature related.
In food related
And food,
too?
yeah.
Look at me
Just
go.
any points
You
in
know
general. I
food
think
better
it's
than
exciting.
literature, though.
It's a double whammy. Sean, out of 8 answers, how many do you think said Julia Child?
5.
5.
3.
3 for C-Lane.
7.
And 7 for Sabrina. Question 6 with answers of 3, 5, and 7. Who wrote the book Mastering the Art of French Cooking?
Julia Childs.
Julia Childs.
Oh, Julia
Whoa.
Childs.
Julia Child.
Julia Child.
Julia Child.
Julia Child.
Wow.
Julia Child.
Damn.
That's 8.
That's the third 8
Uh,
for this crew.
That's the second one.
No, wasn't there another one?
They nailed the Grease one too.
Yep.
Oh
Grease
no, they
was
didn't
it?
nail the Titanic one.
Yeah,
That
Titanic
Mariana's Trench
was
asshole.
7. Yeah.
There's one person.
That means Sabrina with your guess of 7, picking up 1 point.
I'll take it.
One of the call-in answers, that's MJ from Home Loans Radio. She has 2 first edition Mastering the Art of French Cooking books.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me get one, MJ.
And I was like, God, you could sell those for like $5,000.
Holy cow.
We have 2 questions remaining. We move on to question 7. Recently, who pled guilty to misdemeanor
Sean.
tax? Sean?
Hunter Biden.
Hunter Biden is correct. Full question. Recently, who pled guilty to misdemeanor tax and gun charges in a plea deal with federal prosecutors? Sean, out of 8 answers, how many do you think said Hunter Biden or Biden?
4.
4.
5.
5 for Celine.
6.
And 6 for Sabrina. Question 7. With answers of 4, 5, and 6. Recently, who pled guilty to misdemeanor tax and gun charges in a plea deal with federal prosecutors?
Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden.
Hunter Biden?
Is that Hunter Biden?
That's Hunter Biden and his laptop.
Hunter Biden.
Hunter Biden.
Trump. Hunter Biden.
That's 7. So Sabrina with your guess of 6, picking up 1 point.
It's a marathon, baby.
I'm falling apart over here.
I think the next punk band that I make is going to be called Hunter Biden and the Laptops.
Maybe in it.
Yeah, of
Or
course.
Bunter Hayden.
Or Bunter Hayden.
However the
Hunter
girls-
Bider or something?
Hunting Biter.
Hunter Biden. We have 1 question remaining, but before we do, let's take a look at the leaderboard so far. In first place with 8 points,
Sean.
Christopher Lane / Matt and PSL.
Damn it.
In second place with 7 points, Sean Lawson / T48 Girl.
Damn it.
I thought you passed me.
I did too.
And in third place with 6 points, Sabrina Ambra / Christina May.
Thought so too.
And we move on.
Right.
Yeah, I'll have to retally.
Yeah,
everything.
maybe.
We move on.
Is there a missing point? Is she ahead of me?
If everyone thinks that I'm ahead of you,
Hey,
sure.
whoa.
No.
We cause a timeout here. You can count up all you need to.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6.
Okay.
We move on.
That was
Good counting, Fritz.
All right, proceed. We now move on to question 8. What is the capital of Alaska?
Sea-Lane.
Sea-Lane.
Juneau.
Juneau's correct. Sea-Lane, out of 8 answers, how many do you think said Juneau, Alaska? That's my favorite
I'm gonna say
capital city.
Anchorage. 7.
7.
Oh, he thinks 7. No way.
I'll go 7 too.
7 for Sabrina.
5.
And 5 for Sean. Question 8. With answers of 5 and 7. What is the capital of Alaska?
Juneau.
Anchorage.
Juneau.
Juneau.
Anchorage?
Juneau.
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 That would be 6.
All right.
That means everyone's picking up 1 point. Sean with a guess of 5, and
Damn it.
Sabrina and C-Lane with a guess of 7. And that means winning on the day with 10 points. Christopher Lane / Matt and PSL.
When do we stop playing,
Congratulations.
Sean?
we gotta try hard. We have to.
We are trying as hard as we can.
We have to
I
make
haven't
ground.
won in like 3 weeks.
In second place with 8 points, Sean Lawson / T48 Girl. And in third place with 7 points, Sabrina Ambra / Christina May. That means in first place on Fritz on the Street.
And still.
Leading, Christopher Lane with
Trying to ruin that for me.
223.
He gets giddy like a little schoolgirl at the still thing. And
Because Fritz does it so
And
exciting.
it's a 20-point spread. Why are you being so smug about it?
I'm
Sea-Lane
not,
is the football team up by 10 touchdowns and,
And he's
still
still like,
doing end zone.
They're still going for the 2-point
Yeah.
conversion.
They're humping the football on the field.
Good God.
In first place with 223 points, Christopher Lane. In second place with 190 points, Sean Lawson. And in third place with 188 points, Sabrina Ambra. And that is Fritz on the Street.
Thank you, Fritz.
Thanks, Fritzy.
You know, celebrate your victory, Sea-Lane. It's fine. It's you know,
I wasn't even celebrating the victory. I just,
Yes, you were.
I think it's.
If you win, you can
I
celebrate.
think it's exciting how he says the and still part.
I know. I see. Like,
And now I think it's
you
hilarious
mime it.
that now that Sabrina has been trying to ruin it every week.
And I'm successul. At least I'm winning in that.
Hey, we have to take our victories where we can.
223 minus 190, you said Sean was, right?
Yeah.
You have 33 points in between.
That's a lot.
That
That's a lot for Fritz on the street.
Celine will have to be completely silent next game, and we still will be losing
How do
by
we
him.
Nancy Kerrigan him? Or Tanya
Okay.
Harding?
I think a club.
Which one?
Yeah, it
we
would
want a
be-
Nancy Kerrigan. Kerrigan.
But even
What's
if we
her
took
name?
out his
You know,
knees,
To really
he
make
still has his mouth.
No, we got to take out his mouth.
to really make it fair.
Bet you'd love to there, sailor.
To really make it fair, I think I would have to move over there.
Yeah, probably.
Thank you.
But if
Well,
he still kicks your ass,
We
there's
could do
no
that.
excuse.
We're
right?
equipped and ready
You're
for that now.
totally allowed to move over there, Fritz.
Yeah.
I like sitting with you.
I
though,
like
'cause
sitting
can
with
touch
you.
Of course, it
I
must
don't
be
like
nice.
the touching, but I like sitting with you.
You don't like touching them?
Make sure you follow Fritz on Instagram. It's no_regrets_coyote. And make sure you're showing up at Fritz's Funhouse Trivia each week on Tuesday nights at Cavo's. All right. We're going to take a quick break. Fritz, you want to hang out with us?
Hell yeah.
Yes. We're going to have some fun on a Wednesday. And we're also going to get this update because I guess this press conference has just been going on. We're going to go back to the beginning of it and see what they said, see what the update is. Are these people alive that were knocking apparently in this submarine that was exploring the Titanic site? Is this going to be something that ends with a happy story or a sad story? That's what we're kind of looking into now as the clock ticks on this, and that's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
I don't think anybody's made a bigger turn than Schwarzenegger from action to comedy. Who else has gone from predator to pregnant? It's insane.
Yeah.
That's range.
The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
If I-4 is a part of your travels this afternoon, you can expect delays eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. There's slowdowns on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535. Authorities are clearing up an accident on State Road 46 heading eastbound between Monroe Road and Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season right now. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
With the Autio app riding shotgun, every road trip is an adventure.
Autio is my traveling companion. It's educational, entertaining, funny. It makes the drive come to life.
The Autio app automatically plays you stories about the natural wonders, local legends, and fascinating histories outside your car window, with over 10,000 unique stories from coast to coast.
I've learned more about my hometown from the Autio app than I did growing up here.
Autio, the perfect companion for your next road trip. Learn more at autio.com.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season and available in the produce section right now. Whoa, hey, careful now. There's plenty of juicy watermelon and other tasty Florida-grown produce for everyone. I mean, all you have to do is ask for Fresh from Florida or look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
So there I was, deep in the heart of the jungle. You know, solving all the puzzles, doing my thing. Then I see it. The lost treasure of Simia. I grab it and hightail it out of there in my Nissan Rogue. Suddenly, arrows. Fire. Now, I know this may sound like an epic tale of adventure, but it's a Nissan sales event ad. The temple crumbles, boom, crash, but I'm too fast with my trusty VC turbo engine.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select 2023 Nissan Rogue trims. Availability is limited. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, 0% APR financing for 36 months on new 2023 Rogue, excluding S-Trim and dealer stock. Example, 36 months financing at $27.78 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to residency restrictions and NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. N7523.
He strikes, he scores! Top right corner, Facundo Torres!
Orlando City returns home, taking on the Philadelphia Union on Wednesday, June 21st at 7:30 p.m., presented by Heineken Silver. Tune in on FM 96.9 The Game and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. It takes a beer served in 192 countries to truly appreciate the global game. Cheers your Heineken to your Orlando City Lions. Heineken, the official beer of Orlando City Soccer Club. Must be 21 and up to purchase. Enjoy Heineken responsibly.
If you're a pro painter, do you know how much you're paying per gallon for paint? Paint stores try to convince you that you're getting a good deal with deep discounts. But what they don't tell you is their starting price is too high to begin with. If you buy paint from the Home Depot, you're getting the lowest price per gallon on Behr paint, guaranteed. We offer everyday low prices on every gallon of top-rated Behr paints, stains, and primers. Plus, pros earn discounts through our Pro Extra Paint Rewards program. That's the value of the Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only. See store for details.
After an accident, it's important to hire an attorney right away. Evidence can disappear quickly. Sure, you could wait to hire an attorney later and see how things turn out, but delays never make a case better. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. JustCallMo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
You know that expression, the grass is always greener on the other side? Well, with Massey Services, it's literally true. Why? Because Massey does what the others don't. Every lawn is unique. So Massey starts with a detailed analysis and then builds a customized plan to prevent and control weeds, diseases, and harmful pests. Then they aerate to ensure water and nutrients reach the roots of your lawn. That's the Massey difference. Expect more and get it.
When it comes to $1 small Slurpee drinks at 7-Eleven, no one's doing it like you. You're inventing new flavor combos, throwing caution to the wind. You're a frozen fizz whiz, a pina colada prodigy. You mix cherry and blue raspberry like a pro. Only you know the perfect ratio. Just when they think you're done, you add a splash of summertime citrus, just because you can. And because your small Slurpee drink masterpiece is just $1 at 7-Eleven. Slurpee, anything flows. Expires 12/31/2023 plus tax. Visit store for details.
Florida residents rocket into summer. Now through August 31st, get 2 days for the price of one at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Here, you'll stand face-to-face with real spacecraft that have flown in space, and you can meet an astronaut, see a launch, or even journey to distant worlds at Spaceport KSC. There's a whole universe to explore at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Get tickets at KennedySpaceCenter.com. That's KennedySpaceCenter.com.
When you go to GiveMeTheVIN.com, we treat you like a customer, not a number. We pay the most, we pay fast, and we take care of you because you're our customer. And that's why our reviews are awesome.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Welcome to the good stuff. I'm Jacob Schick, a third-generation combat Marine.
And I'm his co-host and wife, Ashley Schick. We believe everyone has a story to tell, not only about the peaks, but the valleys they've been through to get them to where they are today. We're joined by some amazing guests who share the lessons they've learned that shaped who they are and what they're doing to pay it forward and give back.
Listen to the good stuff on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast.
At Morgan & Morgan, the fee is free. You don't pay us anything unless we win your case.
Press conference about the Titanic sub-search. See what the news is there in a moment. First, tips at thenewsjunkie.com. And Paul emails. He says, disappointed, which doesn't bode well, but here we go.
Oh, my gosh. First Alan, now Paul.
And Paul, is Paul mad too? We'll see. It says, hey, Sean, this is Paul from Palm City, a.k.a. the original Paul on Discord. I was in Orlando on Sunday and was disappointed. I didn't see any magnets I could steal. He hit me up too late for this because he said, can you pick me for Fritz on the street so I could try to win one? Thanks. Oh, I'm so sorry, Paul. It's because so many more people want to put their magnets on their refrigerator as opposed to on the backs of their cars so they could play a game of magnets.
Right. And there's also like a lot of people in Orlando and are pretty big.
There's
what is that?
There's now, I don't know. What is that?
Is that a fire alarm?
I don't know what it is.
Well, let's just wait and see if it goes away.
Okay.
What's the beeping noises happening? Anyhow, so there's 50,000 magnets that are out there and circulating, and of all those magnets, it's just a power breakup. We might have had a power issue that happened very quickly there. Just hit the button. There's like a button over there. For those of you who can't hear it on the microphones, there's just a really loud beep that's going on in the studio. There you go. Got it. Bingo. So, Paul, you'll have to keep trying. Keep your eyes out on the roads no matter where you are. You'll see a News Junkie magnet eventually, and you can play a game of magnets. They look like this for those of you watching. It looks like the logo of the show.
And next time you're in Orlando, hit up people on the chat, and I'm sure they have some extra they can give you.
They definitely would have done that. Yeah, you should do that. Ask people, especially people on the Discord and stuff. They're more than willing to help out with that.
I had some car trouble last week, and Henry from AAA came by, and I was talking about the show, getting to the show on Friday, and he perked up and said, "Are you Fritz?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I went into my place and got some magnets for him. And he was geeking out. He was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
I'm helping out Fritz.
There's 50,000 of them, but there's so many people that just put them on the refrigerator. So just keep your eyes peeled, and the best of luck. So let's go to this. A couple of things real quick. This is a visual for those of you who are watching the stream, and you could do that over on YouTube or twitch.tv/The News Junkie. If you go onto YouTube and search for The News Junkie, you'll see the stream right there. You could watch it at any time. But yeah, this is St. John's Harbor, I guess. I don't know if there's any sound with this. No. St. John's Harbor in Newfoundland, where the Titanic submarine departed from. I'm not sure why they have a camera here. It's not like the sub would show back up to this place, but they've got a live feed of the place where this thing launched from.
Maybe it's like a weather camera.
Yeah, I very well could be, and then they've just kind of repurposed it here.
How many people are watching right now?
There was not too many. There's a bunch that watched the press conference, and I've got that queued up here because I want to see what was going on, because I want to hear what the details are, if we've got any hope. She's smiling, this Coast Guard representative, so maybe that means something good.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today.
Excited
today
to be on
we'll be
TV.
hosting another press briefing to discuss any updates regarding the search and rescue case for the submersible Titan that's located approximately 900 nautical miles offshore in the vicinity of the wreck of the Titanic. Today we will have speaking Captain Frederick, response coordinator of the 1st Coast Guard District.
That's good.
He'll be giving a brief statement followed by about 10 minutes for questions and answers. Thank you so much again. Let me please introduce Captain Frederick.
Here comes the captain. He's going to be the guy.
They don't salute each other?
Let's see if he looks happy.
Oh, this is the guy from yesterday?
Yeah, it's a mustache man.
Is there a requirement to be bald and be in the Coast Guard?
They do look very similar, a lot of
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Captain Jamie Frederick with the 1st Coast Guard District, and I'll provide an update on our ongoing search efforts for the Titan submarine. Behind me, or beside me, I should say, you'll see several subject matter experts from the Unified Command who will introduce themselves momentarily. These individuals represent only a small fraction of the many dedicated professionals working around the clock on this complex response effort.
So far, I'm not getting any vibe over whether he's like positive or negative about what's happening.
Yeah, it seems like he's wasting a lot of time introducing people.
Yeah, they do this at each of these press conferences.
We understand this is an extremely difficult time for the families of the missing crew members aboard the Titan, and our thoughts go out to them and the crew. The Unified Command team is working tirelessly to bring all available assets and expertise to bear as quickly as possible in response to this complex operation. And we remain in close contact with the family members and the crew to ensure they are fully aware of our current and future search efforts. Additionally, we have been in close contact with the British and French Consulates General to ensure that they are fully appraised of our efforts, and we are ensuring that their concerns are being addressed.
So here's the thing. Fritz asked earlier, he's like, who's looking for this sub? And it looks like the U.S. Coast Guard might be the main force in this rescue effort. It seems like that's who's responsible.
And that Magellan organization.
The Magellan organization. And obviously the Canadians must be responsible because this is a Canadian ship. A lot of these people were from Canada. And I think the organization is even based out of Canada. So I would imagine.
It's hard to tell. I think their website's still fried.
Oh, they can't access it? There's a lot of people trying to go to that right now.
We're incredibly grateful for the full spectrum of international assistance that has been provided, including an expert submariner.
One expert? That's it?
Navy.
They got a whole team
serving aboard.
I want to hear about these knocks.
Additionally, a team of highly trained French ROV operators departed St. John's last night are en route to aid the search. Moreover, our Canadian partners have been providing critical leadership and significant response capabilities since the beginning of our efforts. Again, this is an incredibly complex search operation requiring both surface and subsurface elements, and our unified approach is critical.
Over on Twitch, so Sour Patch Pete says, is it impossible to have like a flight plan for a sub, like the route they would be taking? I'm not sure how that works. I don't know if they kind of like plot out where they're going.
Some kind of manifest?
Yeah, I would imagine they don't just wing it. Because there's
the manifest is 5 people long.
There's no way. The manifest is short for this, but with it, they would say, like, hey, here's where we're planning on going. I just don't think they would be winging it out there.
The location of the search, 900 miles east of Cape Cod and 400 miles southeast of St. John's, makes it exceptionally difficult to mobilize large amounts of equipment quickly. In spite of those challenges, we've been able to provide continuous air and surface search assets, as well as additional ROV capability to search below the surface. We currently have 5 surface assets searching for the Titan.
All right, there's 5
We expect
things
10
searching.
total surface assets to search in the next 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah, well, you better hurry up. 48 hours ain't going to matter for nothing. No. Is if they can't stay alive because of the oxygen situation, 48 hours doesn't matter. But they got 5, and they're trying to get 5 more.
There are 2 ROVs actively searching, and several more are en route and will arrive by tomorrow morning. We've received incredible support with aviation assets from our Coast Guard Air Station in Elizabeth City, the Air National Guard, and Canadian Armed Forces. Today there are 2 back-to-back P3 flights. One is ongoing now as I speak, totaling 14 hours of continuous on-scene coverage, and 2 C-130 flights, also one ongoing now throughout the day and into the evening. Yesterday, a Canadian P3 detected underwater noises.
Oh, here we go. Okay, this is where he's talking about the sounds that they heard that they believe were the people knocking inside this submersible that was searching the Titanic wreck.
Area. As a result, ROV operations were relocated in an attempt to explore the origin of the noises. Although the ROV searches have yielded negative results, they continue. Additionally, the data from the P3 aircraft has been shared with our U.S. Navy experts for further analysis, which will be considered in future search plans. The surface search is now approximately 2 times the size of Connecticut,
Jesus.
and the subsurface search is up to 2.5 miles deep, exponentially expanding the size of the search area. We also have to factor in the ever-changing weather conditions, currents, and sea states that expand the search area every hour. There is an enormous complexity associated with this case due to the location being so far offshore, and the coordination between multiple agencies and nations.
I got to tell you, this doesn't sound great. That they didn't make too much of those pings that they heard, of the knocking, and he's saying that they're sending more out there, but he didn't say that they've heard additional audio of this knocking in subsequent flights.
So what I'm also hearing is, had the CEO of OceanGate probably had some kind of battery operated GPS on it.
Mm-hmm.
He probably didn't. That would probably be able to help them find this thing.
Would GPS work that far down?
No.
It might not be able to, because it can't get to a satellite.
No, yeah, it would have to be.
Couldn't it just ping, though, and make a noise?
Well, what you could do is you could have like a cable going from the vessel to the surface, and then at the surface, certainly it could connect to something, but they didn't do that.
Like, I mean, an emergency balloon
that
fills
said,
up with something?
But they said there were 7 different ways that this thing could surface in an emergency. 7 different ways. And I think that was one of them. I think one of them was like some sort of inflatable, but none of these seemed to have worked. So that did not seem like a super positive press conference to me. However, we'll watch everything that's happened with this and let you know when there's some updates going on. When we return, we'll get to something different. We got jury duty on the way, and you've got to hear the story in jury duty today. This is a doozy, and it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Winning Wednesdays happen every Wednesday on our Instagram page at Real Radio 1041 with a new prize available every Wednesday. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Florida will face TCU today in the College World Series semifinals in Omaha. A Gators victory puts them in the best-of-3 championship series. Orlando City SC returns to the pitch tonight. They'll host Philadelphia in an MLS match. The Lions are coming off a loss to New England on Saturday. And Denver Nuggets head coach Michael Malone celebrated his team's NBA title with a tattoo of the team's mascot holding the Larry O'Brien trophy. I'm Scott Davidson.
I'm back.
back and look at all the fresh from Florida produce I brought home.
Fresh from Florida produce is fresh as fresh can get.
It's refreshing to know that locally grown fresh from Florida produce is available year-round.
Well, that's a breath of fresh air.
Look for Fresh from Florida where you shop.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Not a lot of things last an entire lifetime, but at Sutherland Nissan Orlando, your lifetime vehicle warranty does. Get our exclusive nationwide lifetime warranty with unlimited miles and unlimited time at no additional cost. Only at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. OrlandoNissan.com.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season right now. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
Summer's heating things up, outside and on the grill. Whether you're smoking a brisket or grilling up veggies, Kingsford Original Charcoal delivers the consistent performance and smoky wood-fired flavor barbecuers crave. Kingsford Original lights faster and has a long burn time, giving you the ultimate grilling experience. So grab a bag of Kingsford Original Charcoal. Kingsford.com. Kingsford Original Charcoal lights faster and delivers consistent performance compared to nationally available charcoal in the USA.
I can't wait for what's next. Even with higher stroke risk due to atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Eliquis, the Pixaban tablets, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist-prescribed blood thinner.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines, such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Light up your 4th of July with Sky King Fireworks. Sky King Fireworks in Cocoa on 520 and in Melbourne on 192 has buy one, get one on all fireworks with the largest selection of buy one, get two. Sky King Fireworks has the largest selection of the loudest, biggest, brightest, and safest fireworks with a no-dud guarantee. Sky King Fireworks has buy one, get one on all fireworks in the store and the largest selection of buy one, get twos. Nobody beats the king. For easy directions, visit SkyKingFireworks.com.
It happens every day. Regular people are winning every single day. Whether it's $500 or $50,000, anybody can win. Because when they win, I feel like I'm winning.
Hi, my name is Kong. I won over $100,000 playing Baccarat. You can pick banker or player. If you pick the right side, the odds in your favor.
My name is Janelle, and I won a brand new BMW. I screamed, I hollered.
Anybody could win at Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa.
Must be 21 to play slots or table games. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Hey, Monster fans, Russ here. You know what is really scary? Utility rates. So let's talk about solar. You may have seen solar popping up all over the place. Well, there's a good reason. One is utility rates are rising. Two, government incentives can dramatically lower the cost to solar. So if you want to go solar, call Solar Source. Monster fans get special access to their new solar estimate tool. Visit solarsource.com/monsters. That's solarsource.com/monsters.
The new Smokin' Triple Stack at Firehouse Subs is stacked high with honey ham, smoked turkey, and slow-smoked beef brisket. To top it off, a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders. The Smokin' Triple Stack Sub. Get it for a limited time, only at Firehouse Subs. Participating U.S. locations, Firehouse of America, LLC, and Firehouse Subs suppliers together will donate 0.09% of purchases in 2023 at Firehouse Subs locations to the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation for the purchase of life-saving equipment with a minimum donation of $1 million.
There's no use of putting solar on a bad roof. Work with an energy solutions company that can keep your entire house in shape. Going solar is more than just putting panels on your roof. You can use my link to thetopenergy.com to get a free ballpark estimate on solar for your home.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. We are, for the most part, a reactionary society. If your neighbor has a break-in, you think about getting an alarm. If your buddy gets laid off, you say, I better buckle down at work. If banks start closing, you may want to ask yourself if you should keep most or all of your money in a bank. It may be time for a portfolio protection plan. It may be time to have a little personal gold reserve. Call my friends at the Oxford Gold Group. Call 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
Look sharp, shop smart, and take care of your eyes. Visit America's Best for a professional comprehensive eye exam, plus 2 pairs of glasses starting at just $79.95. Shop online or book an exam at americasbest.com. That's americasbest.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Sure, you could call your family, but then they'll start calling you all the time. Instead, just say, Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Tips at thenewsjunkie.com. And Tom emails, he says, magnets, repping the News Junkie in West Palm Beach today, installing signs at a new school, he says. Have a great day, wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop. Sends a photo of him with the News Junkie stickers on his hat. I'm going to assume they maybe has some magnets along with those, so keep your eyes open around West Palm Beach today, and hopefully you can see one of those and get in on Game of Magnets. Before we do jury duty, I wanted to show you something that popped up yesterday that I saw. And you know how this whole thing has been going on with Reddit, like a bunch of the subreddits on reddit.com, which is like different communities within the website, they all shut down in solidarity with these apps because Twitter said we're going to charge you a whole bunch of money if you want to use our API. And that basically is going to shut down all of these apps that millions and millions of people use. So it went for a couple of days, and then the moderators realized, hey, this is the only level of power we have in the world, so actually we really want to get back to moderating our subreddits. And they opened them all back up, save for some of them. But one of them that they didn't open back up, it might be open now, but as of yesterday it wasn't, was r/Metallica for the band Metallica. And they posted this, right? The whole thing was shut down in private, except for this. It says, support the mods on Patreon to bring the sub back. And the moderators of r/Metallica have set this community to private. Only approved members can view and take part in discussions. So essentially they shut down the sub and they're like, hey, support the mods. So pay the mods on Patreon and then we'll open.
Who are they asking
Metallica
to pay them? The
all
people watching?
All the fans of Metallica who go to this subreddit. They're utilizing this whole shutdown to be like, hey, we want to get some monies off of this.
And they should be paid by Reddit or Metallica.
Yeah, Reddit ain't going to pay them. No. I know that. Metallica ain't going to pay them.
They could find other mods.
They're not private anymore.
They opened it back up? Because I bet they got a bunch of heat for this. It looks like a cash grab. You're like, hey, we'll take some monies over here, please. And then we'll open it back up.
I think for a lot of the messaging that came from these Reddits that went private, you could only see them if your main way of viewing Reddit was on a PC or Mac, on a laptop,
right.
On a browser, as opposed to on mobile. When I use the app, the official app, those Reddits just look like they did not exist.
Yeah, they were completely. It was like 404'd almost. It looked like it's deleted, but I guess they opened this back up after they got some heat for trying to juice that a little bit too much. All right, let's get into it. Here we go, friends. Let's do jury duty. Right
Hit it.
Here.
You're listening to Jury Duty.
I figured it out.
866.
Here we go.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. 866-CALL-MO. That's the number. 866-CALL-MOE. After an accident, you have a lot of options. You might have a solid case that you're bringing an attorney. But do you want to bring it to an attorney that's just got more commercials and billboards than everybody else?
No.
You want to bring it to an attorney who's going to be able to focus on you and do you right? You want them to make sure that you're just not a number in a spreadsheet and they're settling as fast as they can, not caring about how much money you get in a settlement. you want Mo DeWitt. He's going to fight those insurance companies after your accident. Trust me, this is a smart move. That's why you dial 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MOE, or go to justcallmo.com.
The Metallica Patreon thing was a joke that most people just didn't get.
Because, they didn't really do it?
Because, I don't know if they had to set up Patreon for people to get to the joke part, but I think most people just read it.
That's what I did. I saw that they had a Patreon.
Read it and then didn't click the Patreon. If you click through, Tier 1 says $5 a month, or the Spez Special, which
That's from Reddit.
Spez is the CEO of Reddit that everybody's mad at for this, is $1.5 million a month.
Okay.
Get access to your favorite subreddit. It would be $2 million per month, but Patreon won't allow this, blah, 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 blah.
Wait, hold on. Patreon allows $1.5 million a month?
I'm starting a Patreon this afternoon.
We have
Update tomorrow.
We only need one
Thank you.
subscriber. We need one rich Saudi oil princess or prince or whatever, and we'll be set. That's fantastic. Setting that up today too. All right, before we get into this, I want to remind you that Moses has a lot of merch that you could check out, and I don't know if you guys have seen the latest, but I want to see who's going to pull the trigger on the Moses DeWitt Cinco de Mo swimsuits, the women's bathing suits that he released with his face on it.
I will say the bag was a huge hit.
The bag is a huge hit, but this one
It was very popular at Bonnaroo this past week.
I want to go to the beach and run into somebody in the Cinco de Mo swimsuit.
Careful, we're getting the Mo alarm.
He knows we're talking about him right now. Anyhow, we'll see what happens with that. There is a new scam trend that is hitting the state of Florida. I feel like I've heard this before, but here we are regardless. They say the state attorney general's office warns that Florida residents can now be victim to scammers who are calling people about missing their jury duty. So they say, do not pay these people, first of all. Don't pay them at all costs. And what you need to do is ignore them because they're not going to call you and approach you like this. But what they call up and they go, you missed your jury duty. You now have to pay a fine. And then they hook you in on that.
That's smart.
Yeah, and they said...
You have to pay a fine, and then if you do show up, we'll give you a whole $11 for 17 hours of your time.
Yeah, they would never do this. The folks behind the actual Attorney General's office don't collect money from you like that. You can either call the courthouse or the sheriff's office to confirm that there's a warrant for your arrest, because that's one of the things they tell you. But if you believe you've been scammed and have already sent the money, call the sheriff's office or go to their website to make sure that doesn't happen to you. And finally, in jury duty today, this was pretty shocking to me, and I think this needs to stop immediately. They said prosecutors have dropped more charges against teenagers in Orange and Osceola counties than their counterparts anywhere else in the state of Florida, according to this new report. The Ninth Circuit State Attorney's Office dropped 41% of all violent felony charges juveniles face between November 2021 and 2022, compared to 21% across the state. So on average, they dropped about 21% of felony charges against juveniles. And in Orange County, they dropped 41%. You're coming up on half of all the charges to these kids who are screwing around, creating. These are violent felonies, by the way. Prosecutors in Florida's other major cities like Miami and Tampa dismissed 30 or 26% of the charges there. This is a serious thing, and they're calling out State Attorney Monique Worrell, who is not pursuing these charges in so many of these cases against violent juveniles. That is terrible, terrible policy, and it's going to have a negative impact on everybody out there. When we come back, we'll get to this guy whose dad is on that Titanic submarine, and he's posted something even more cringe than before. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
It's another Winning Wednesday on our Instagram page at Real Radio 1041. The clock is running. This week, win a pair of tickets to the original Misfits at Mid-Florida Amphitheater. Enter before next Wednesday. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Heading through the city, watch out for slowdowns on I-4 eastbound between Fairbanks Avenue and Lee Road. There's bumper-to-bumper traffic on I-4 eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. Watch out for slowdowns on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535. Traveling on Florida's Turnpike, you can expect your regular pockets of congestion. See traffic troubles, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Bet Online.
BetOnline.net is your #1 source for all your betting needs. Get the latest odds and lines, and the latest matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. Live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. BetOnline, where the game starts.
Call today, cool today. Visit cooltoday.com.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Dads, this Father's Day, Cordell & Cordell celebrates you the entire month of June. Join us every Friday for our live webinar series, Father's Fridays. There you'll receive much useful information from our panel of speakers. To register, go to CordellCordell.com/Father's Day.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
When you order food for work on EasyCater.com, we've got your back. Real humans are here to help with your order every step of the way, making sure everything goes right, even behind the scenes without you knowing. Confirming and double confirming with the restaurant that everything is on track. If there's a problem,
thanks for calling EasyCater.
Call us anytime, day or night, and we'll answer in seconds. We're right here with 100,000 restaurants, working hard to ensure the food arrives on time and is ordered. Order 24/7 at EasyCater.com.
Packing for your summer road trip? Leave the travel guide at home and bring the Autio app along for the ride. Autio brings any drive to life with fascinating stories about the places you go, all narrated by expert storytellers. Browse through Autio's more than 10,000 fascinating location-based tales to inspire your travel itinerary and discover unique destinations along the way. Wherever summer takes you, make your next drive an adventure with Autio, the perfect companion for your next road trip. Learn more at AUTIO.com.
Hi, welcome to the IKEA Midsummer Days. We're celebrating with fun in-store events for IKEA family members and lots of savings.
Oh, hi. I'm looking for extra chairs to host my pickleball team dinner.
We can help you save on that and more.
Great. And that flower crown looks amazing.
Come make your own in-store on June 23rd through 25th. Plus, buy tickets to the June 23rd Swedish Midsummer Buffet at your local store. Go to IKEA-USA.com/midsummer for more details. Offer valid 5/30 to 7/4. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. See store on IKEA-USA.com for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
It's a fact. When it comes to your health care, early detection saves lives. No question about it. And when it comes to your long-term health care, you want the most information possible for sure. That's where Life Imaging FLA comes in. With Life Imaging FLA, there's no guessing game, just hard data in real time so you can create a healthcare plan that's proactive, not reactive. With my full body scan from Life Imaging FLA, I now know that I have small cysts on my kidneys, the beginnings of diverticulitis, and a moderately swollen prostate gland. That allows me to form a healthcare plan with my primary care physician to attack these issues head on. Do what I did. Call Life Imaging FLA now for your free heart scan. With just a few minimum requirements, that's a $699 value. And while you're there, ask about their cancer screening as well. Just pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, keyword free heart scan. That's pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds. Don't wait another minute to make that very important appointment today. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
A small roof leak can lead to a big problem if not repaired. Call the professionals at Skylight Roofing for all your roofing needs. 407-430-ROOF. Get your free roof inspection, skylightroofing.com. Roof with us.
O'Reilly. Stay cool this summer with AC Pro and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, get a $15 O'Reilly Auto Parts gift card after rebate plus 2 times O Rewards points with the purchase of select AC Pro ready-to-use refrigerant products that include a hose and gauge. If your vehicle's AC is blowing hot air, beat the heat with AC Pro at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. O'Reilly Auto Parts.
If you're a pro painter, do you know how much you're paying per gallon for paint? Paint stores try to convince you that you're getting a good deal with deep discounts. But what they don't tell you is their starting price is too high to begin with. If you buy paint from the Home Depot, you're getting the lowest price per gallon on Behr paint, guaranteed. We offer everyday low prices on every gallon of top-rated Behr paints, stains, and primers. Plus, pros earn discounts through our Pro Extra Paint Rewards program. That's the value of the Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only. See store for details.
When you order food for work on EasyCater.com, we've got your back. Real humans are here to help with your order every step of the way, making sure everything goes right, even behind the scenes without you knowing. Confirming and double confirming with the restaurant that everything is on track. If there's a problem,
Thanks for calling EasyCater.
call us anytime, day or night, and we'll answer in seconds. We're right here with 100,000 restaurants, working hard to ensure the food arrives on time and is ordered. Order 24/7 at EasyCater.com.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Dads, this Father's Day, Cordell & Cordell celebrates you the entire month of June. Join us every Friday for our live webinar series, Father's Fridays. There you'll receive much useful information from our panel of speakers. To register, go to CordellCordell.com/Father's Day.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season and available in the produce section right now. Whoa! Hey, careful now. There's plenty of juicy watermelon and other tasty Florida-grown produce for everyone. I mean, all you have to do is ask for Fresh from Florida or look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
Best price the first time. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade. Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
This gets more and more cringe as we go along. And when I saw this, the stepson is back at it. He's the stepson of one of the guys who's on this missing Titanic submarine. And I had to check to make sure this was real, but I guess it is. And he's still posting on his Twitter account. And some Instagram model tweeted at him and said, "Can I sit on you?" Or maybe she just tweeted this out in general. And he said, "Yes, please," with a smiley face with like all these hearts around it.
As his stepdad is missing.
Yeah. He followed it up with
miles down in the ocean. Got it.
He followed it up with, "Please keep my family in your prayers."
Okay.
Opposite.
Is she praying
order.
while she's sitting on him?
I have no idea, but he's engaging with these people and doing this stuff as if there's nothing in his life going on.
He wanted you to keep his family in his prayers first, and then an hour later also wanted that girl to sit on him.
Okay, so yeah, both those.
Which
things.
is, I mean, the rest of you can pray, you can sit on me.
And then we determined earlier that he was arrested at one point, jailed for making death threats to female rave DJs.
If that's the same guy, they said they believe that he was somebody who made some death threats at a concert, and then also was like harassing and stalking somebody. It's like, this kid is a mess.
Yeah.
And it's all playing out in public in front of everybody.
Has his mom said anything?
His mom is
stop doing that.
Not on Twitter, I don't think, and that's good for her if she's not right now. Also, Josh Gates, who is somebody who has been on this Titan thing that's missing right now, he said, "To those asking, #Titan did not perform well on my dive either. Ultimately, I walked away from a huge opportunity to film Titanic due to my safety concerns with the Ocean Gate platform. There's much more to the history and design of Titan that has not been made public, much of it concerning," which that lines up with a lot of other stuff that we've heard as of late.
Make it public.
They're still, I think they're trying to keep the attention just on the rescue efforts for right now, and then perhaps they're going to switch things up when they give this a little bit more time.
I'm guessing, we talked earlier in the show about what you can and cannot determine to be real. On Twitter, they tagged Ocean Gate, and that doesn't seem to have those extra letters
At Ocean Gate is the real one?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. The other one seemed like it was really not written professionally, but because Twitter has all this chaos with their their official accounts. This one's not official either, but it has way more followers.
Yeah, that was just a guy, I am Ocean Gate.
This is Ocean Gate Incorporated.
Blue check?
Provides manned submersible services and solutions for industry research and exploration.
Oh, wait. So they retweeted something that says Ocean Gate Exped. I think the other one was Expeds.
Is it?
Remember the one we were talking about earlier that had a bunch of Spanish tweets?
Yeah, let me just scroll down and make sure this is... Yeah, this is a different one that we're looking at. This didn't have that tweet that said, we may not be able to save them, or, there's some stuff that seemed like a little bit odd. They're not nearly as active on the @OceanGate Twitter account right now. Here is one of the moments, I guess, of note from that press conference that we were tuning into, where they talked about maybe there was additional knocking sounds that they heard today as well.
A couple things. One, I think when you're in the middle of a search and rescue
that was
case,
Alex Jones
you
for a
always have
second.
hope.
Sounds kind of
That's why we're doing what we do. With respect to the noises specifically, we don't know what they are, to be frank with you. The P3 detected noises. That's why they're up there. That's why they're doing what they're doing. That's why they put sonar buoys in the water. The good news is, what I can tell you is we're searching in the area where the noises were detected, and we'll continue to do so. And we hope that when we're able to get additional ROVs, which will be there in the morning, the intent will be to continue to search in those areas where the noises were detected, and if they're continuing to be detected, and then put additional ROVs down in the last known position where the search was originally taking place.
Oh, okay.
ROVs, what's that? What does he say?
Remote operated vehicles.
Yeah.
So like little subs that can dive down.
Little tiny baby subs.
For lack of a better term, like sub drones or something that they would pop down underwater and search those areas. So that's what he's saying. And they said there were some new knocks today. Let me let him finish here.
Noises were coming in regular 30-minute intervals as reported.
I hadn't heard 30-minute intervals. So here's what I can tell you. I am not a trained ear for underwater aquatics. That's why we have a team of experts that are analyzing that data. That data was sent immediately to the Navy last night, and it was analyzed overnight. They're still looking at it, but I can tell you that it's inconclusive. But again, I think the important piece is we're searching in the area.
All right, so
his mustache is very questionable.
They're saying that it's inconclusive, the sounds that they heard. So maybe it's not even knocking.
Sounds more like he just doesn't know much about.
Yeah, he said that's not his field of expertise. Yeah. He's not up on all that stuff.
He seemed a little defensive too.
Well, they're coming after the response.
Listen, I'm the Coast Guard. I guard the coast. I don't go down. I don't care about the Titanic.
That's the Navy's world. What are you doing here? Meanwhile, let's go over to SeaWorld Orlando, where now we're learning about something that happened back in 2022 because of an OSHA report. That's the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. That's what OSHA stands for. They say a killer whale...
People always talk about them entering the chat when I'm looking at fun pictures.
OSHA has entered the chat?
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually when something has been like a workplace violation of some sort. Killer whale bites SeaWorld Orlando trainer, they said, breaking several bones.
God.
It just reminds you of the power of these animals because according to the OSHA report, it says the unnamed trainer was attempting to rinse the mouth of Malia, a 5,500-pound killer whale, who had debris of paint and food chips in her teeth and on the roof of her mouth. So they said the victim retrieved a pressurized pump spray bottle filled with water and fluoride to rinse the roof of Malia's mouth, that's the orca's mouth, to help dislodge the paint chip. The victim squirted Malia's mouth and swept the spray wand from side to side. The victim went within less than 3-foot stay-away rule by moving their right hand across the plane of Malia's mouth. So, like, moving their hand through the open mouth of the orca. And the spray must have tickled the whale's mouth, causing Malia to close her mouth. She closed her mouth with the victim's right arm inside, but immediately opened her mouth once she felt resistance. Even that little close and then open when she felt resistance, broke the wrist of this trainer and broke several other bones, they said. It said the victim's right arm was inside the mouth of the whale when this all went down. And they said this is a flashback to Dawn Branchow and all of that stuff that's happened with these whales over the years. A person's all right, but it's just another incident that they had there that they finally
that's a cool scar
in the news today. I mean,
whale
it's a
bite.
It's a cool story.
The size of a leg, right?
Most people don't know what that sensation feels like. Let's go over to Mo Manji, the realtor. He's got a dispatch for us.
Hey guys, I hope you guys are doing well.
I don't think you guys appreciate Fritz enough, so I'm going to take a moment and appreciate him. I really enjoyed when I hear his voice. I start smiling automatically, and I'm glad he's over there at Cavos on Tuesdays. I got to go visit him, but I'm glad he's over there with our friend Mark. Well, thank you, Fritz, for being you. Appreciate you. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah, we love Fritz. You kidding me? Celine doesn't like him that much.
I love
Okay.
Fritz. Don't
Why do you
put
do
words
that?
in my mouth.
Yeah, why you do that?
Just saying.
We were geeking
You
out
did
about
say earlier you don't like him touching you.
So there's a case building here.
Yeah.
I love
What's
Fritz.
what one thing?
That's one part of the case. It's Exhibit A. We start with that.
That's the only thing you got in your case.
I'll build exhibits
You
from
have no
here.
case.
I'll build on. It's just the first part. Fritz, I love you. I think you're fantastic.
I appreciate that, Sean.
But
And
who
I
does
don't mind.
Fritz love the most?
Yeah.
I love all of you equally, probably.
I think I could get a pecking order.
Fun
here.
dance. You gonna what?
I think I get a
You
pecking
want to peck order him?
If Fritz
he would love you a lot after that.
No. If Fritz was to rank us 1 to 3, I think I have a good idea of where that would all end.
Oh, go on.
I think it would be Sabrina on top
Without a
because
doubt.
you guys have spent the most time together.
We have an album.
And I think prior to Fritz and Sealane's fight,
Falling out, would you say?
They're falling out. I should have called
When
it
did the falling out happen?
Prior
When
to
did
the
the falling out?
Sealane might have been ahead of me, but I think I may have eked my way into second
I'm gonna
place.
have to agree with Sean.
And Sealane just firmly in that third place.
Right here,
spot.
you got number 2 all day.
Yeah,
you got number 2 all day.
the Fritz mags are here now, so that's a point up for me as you're going down.
You made him design them.
Yeah, because I wanted to give him creative control over the Fritz mags. What are you talking about? I'm not over
been
there.
like an ode to Fritz magnet that you design yourself. No, you like, here, monkey, design the magnet yourself.
I didn't call you a monkey.
And don't put your damn name anywhere near it.
I said, Fritz, here's the magnet. And Fritz wanted to design something.
Yeah.
So he came up with a magnet. It really pops. It stands out.
It's very loud.
It's good pop.
I love
the Fritz mag is awesome. And
it's as loud as the guitar that inspired it.
Yeah.
It is. True. Very true.
It's a good one.
All right, you're number 2 now, Sealane.
Let's go. He didn't do anything here.
Yeah, he didn't, did he?
Send him down the list. What the hell? Here's Big Al chiming in.
Good afternoon, guys.
Hey.
I have a thought and question.
Thought question.
With all the technology we have these days, isn't it possible to build a submarine that could breathe in water and turn it into oxygen the same way a fish does?
We're getting into
It just
stoner
seems like
talk
that should
here.
be a thing.
God.
Everything that we have these days.
You know what? This gives me the most strong flashbacks and deja vu. When a long time ago, I was on the radio doing the BP oil spill coverage.
Yep.
And there was a point in that where people were like, why don't they just shoot a bunch of tennis balls down there to stop the oil from coming out?
Yeah, pour a bunch of Dial soap. It takes it off the penguins.
The next call would come in and it'd be like, let's just get some duct tape down there and that'll hold anything back. And it's like,
All those calls from Florida. Remember when we wanted to shoot a hurricane? Come on.
It's the same thing. Everybody comes up with these ideas. They're like, what if we made it so a sub could breathe like a fish underwater? Sir, that is a real Herculean task that we'll have to pull off in 24 hours, certainly.
Yeah.
If you want to have an impact on this.
I mean, I think he's not saying
He's
as
saying-
a rescue effort.
He's saying long term. Yeah.
Imagine if Zuckerberg hadn't have spent $18 billion on something make-believe and actually put it towards that. He would have created
Well, he could get out there and help out. He's got that, what's it, hydrofoil? What are those things called? The surfboards that, like, come up out of the water and then go back down?
He has that, but he's also focusing on his jujitsu.
Oh, yeah. He's been
career.
winning. I think he's been doing all
No, he
right.
got choked out.
Oh, did he? Because the thing I saw that was that he won something. I saw
Oh, did you
he won
see that
one.
on Facebook on his platform?
No, I saw it in a news story. It said like he had victory.
That would be so petty if he has to just make
not the
fake
truth.
news about him winning on Facebook.
This person says, give Vin Diesel a 69 Charger and some scuba gear, and he'll find that submarine. I don't think that's going to help out either, but we'll take all the advice we can get. Here's Swilly chiming in.
Hey, everybody, happy today. I just wanted to give a shout out to my buddy. He snagged the blueprint magnet off the back of my motorcycle yesterday.
Nice.
We were
Where do
sitting
you put
on
that on a motorcycle?
Oh, it's Lake Washington and Wickham Road, and he swapped it out for a Halloween magnet. So, Game of Magnets action is live.
Nice.
I also got a raise today, so
nice. Send us money.
Figure that out now. Anyway, have a great day. Okay, goodbye.
All right, thank you, Swilly. We appreciate you. I hate to even listen to this, but Bong Night says they have a new shirt idea for the show.
Okay.
These are usually quite bad, but let's see if this one is the rare standout.
Hey guys, new shirt, Marine Life Uprising. Peace.
No.
I mean, terrible idea.
It's not as bad as some of the ones that we've heard, some of the suggestions where people are like, here's what your next shirt should be.
You know what the next shirt should be?
What?
I've been waiting 10 effing years for
Why?
it.
For what?
Tomatoes throwing people at tomatoes.
News Junkie University.
I'm not kidding. We're going.
You really have been waiting.
In 5 days, we will celebrate 10 years on the show. And I think within our first month of being on the show, I said tomatoes throwing people.
All right, let's.
What if Charlie worked you on a larger design?
No,
but
that's not what I want. I don't want a little snippet.
She wants it to be the focus of the design itself.
So Charlie draws tomatoes throwing people.
Did you not get a whole shirt, Mr. This Week in Florida?
At a performance that takes place at News Junkie University.
Get the two.
You already got a shirt. It's my turn.
All right, let's throw this to the people.
Do you not remember the Sabrina shirt?
Would you buy it? Because this has been
You mean
in
the
cooker.
one sample we got? And John's like, no.
What? That wasn't me. That was you. I had nothing to do with that.
The Sabrina shirt?
Yeah, I had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, the sales guy was like, look at this. And we're like, no,
Yeah,
thank
because
you.
at that time they wanted us to go through some different printer, and we
And they
ordered
put
one.
my face on it. It was so weird.
Well, we ordered one as a test. They were like, let's see what it would look like if we got our shirt printed from this company that the iHeart is like trying to force us into.
And they put an Instagram filter on a picture of me and said, we'll sell it.
No, I'm talking. The one that we ordered was the "Teach Them While They Were Young" shirt. That design was the only one I think that was done this way.
No, and then the
I know.
Oh,
but the one that we ordered to see what the experience was like was the "Teach Them While They're Young" shirt. And when they sent it, they sent like a poly mailer, and then when you open it up, there was a Publix bag with one of the shirts and a ball inside of it. And we're like, what? This is not the customer service that we want to have here.
And also, I mean, it was the size of something that men used to climax in versus putting it on your body.
It was not good quality. None of this thing. It was like a...
But will be available on eBay years from now.
So let's throw it out to the people. All right? I'm going to throw it out to everybody. Would you buy, if we finally, after 10 years, did the tomatoes throwing people at tomatoes on the stage... If we did the tomato shirt,
It's a great idea.
It makes me laugh.
Are you
Brilliant
on board
idea.
with the tomato shirt? Are you going to be a purchaser? And if there's enough people, then there we go.
We'll do a very limited run.
Yeah, maybe it could be huge. I don't know how much people want the tomatoes throwing people at other tomato shirt.
If designed well, I think that it would be a hit.
Well, let's see what they say. We're going to hear from you in just a moment. We're going to keep our eyes on everything else that's going on. More news from Bud Light, actually.
All right.
That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
We know you're spending some of your work time on Facebook. Like our page at Real Radio 1041, and we'll keep your secret. Real Radio 1041 on Facebook. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Watch out for slowdowns heading through the city on I-4 eastbound between Fairbanks Avenue and Lee Road. There's congestion on I-4 westbound between Sand Lake Road and State Road 535. Watch out for delays on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535. There's bumper-to-bumper traffic on I-4 eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by America's Best Contacts and Eyeglasses. Look sharp, shop smart, and take care of your eyes. Visit America's Best for a professional comprehensive eye exam, plus 2 pairs of glasses starting at just $79.95. Shop online or book an exam at americasbest.com. That's americasbest.com.
Get your tickets now
At AXS.com.
for our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Coming back to Las Vegas.
2 nights.
September 22nd and 23rd.
1 stage.
At T-Mobile Arena.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
This is the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Buy your tickets for our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival now
Before they sell out.
at AXS.com.
That's AXS.com.
Hey, Savannah, I was thinking today we could head to one of them big old theme parks.
Yeah, you and 10 million other tourists get ready for 2-hour lines and a 3-minute ride.
Well, let's go to Gatorland.
I was gonna say that, and not just because it's a Gatorland commercial.
We can enjoy all the great animal shows and gators for less, since Florida residents get in for only $16.50 until the end of June.
That's way less than parking at a big park.
Wait, they make your car pay to go to a theme park?
Yep, and the cars don't even get to ride rides.
More fun for less money at Gatorland.
And we don't make your car pay to just sit there.
Hi, welcome to the IKEA Midsummer Days. We're celebrating with fun in-store events for IKEA family members and lots of savings.
Oh, hi. I'm looking for extra chairs to host my pickleball team dinner.
We can help you save on that and more.
Great. And that flower crown looks amazing.
Come make your own in-store on June 23rd through 25th. Plus, buy tickets to the June 23rd Swedish Midsummer Buffet at your local store. Go to IKEA-USA.com/midsummer for more details. Offer valid 5/30 to 7/4. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. See store on IKEA-USA.com for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
He strikes, he scores! Top right corner, Facundo Torres!
Orlando City returns home, taking on the Philadelphia Union on Wednesday, June 21st at 7:30 p.m., presented by Heineken Silver. Tune in on FM 96.9 The Game and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. It takes a beer served in 192 countries to truly appreciate the global game. Cheers your Heineken to your Orlando City Lions. Heineken, the official beer of Orlando City Soccer Club. Must be 21 and up to purchase. Enjoy Heineken responsibly.
My fellow Americans, R.C. Hill here from R.C. Hill Mitsubishi. I think it's high time we celebrate. To help you relieve stress and start having fun again. It's time to let freedom ride and break free from your old ride. And declare your independence in a nicer, newer car for just $7 down. Have you been feeling put down, fed up, or just plain tired? Then it's time to let freedom ride. So keep your cash and drive a new 23 Outlander for just $7 down. All RC Hill Mitsubishis include a lifetime limited warranty. Even if you've heard no in the past, America is the land of opportunity. And I believe everyone deserves to drive a nicer, newer car today. So kick your old ride to the curb and let freedom ride for just $7 down. But hurry, this celebration ends soon. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Get free at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Negative equity may be refinanced. Example, stock number N12354, $7 down, $3.99 per month for 84 months, 3.9 APR.
Light up your 4th of July with Sky King Fireworks. Sky King Fireworks in Cocoa on 520 and in Melbourne on 192 has buy one, get one on all fireworks with the largest selection of buy one, get two. Sky King Fireworks has the largest selection of the loudest, biggest, brightest, and safest fireworks with a no-dud guarantee. Sky King Fireworks has buy one, get one on all fireworks in the store and the largest selection of buy one, get twos. Nobody beats the king. For easy directions, visit SkyKingFireworks.com.
Have you noticed that solar panels are popping up everywhere? You never know who's going to have solar next, and here's a thought, it could be you. Utility rates keep going up, and now is a great time to save big with Solar Source. Solar Source has been getting the job done in Central Florida for almost 40 years, and right now, Monster fans get special access to their new AI-powered tool that can get you an estimate in 1 minute or less. Visit solarsource.com/monsters for an instant quote.
Just come out, the man when you're in trouble, car accidents, slips and falls, he's the only one that you should call. Just come out, when you're injured on the go.
Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, sung by a non-attorney spokesperson.
GiveMeTheVIN.com is America's best car buyer for a reason. We don't sell your leads to anyone else like the rest of our competitors. You're our customer. We handle our customers right, and that's why we're America's best car buyer. You're not going to get harassed by a bunch of different people selling your information. GiveMeTheVIN.com dominates. Why? Because we take care of our customers. They don't call me America's best car buyer for nothing.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Welcome back. Dave and Herb here, and we're talking fresh.
Fresh from Florida, that is.
There's tomatoes, broccoli, watermelon.
You're just putting fra in front of produce.
As in fresh from Florida.
You don't need to make up words. Friends, visit followfreshfromflorida.com to see what's in season.
Speak to the experts at Fence Outlet about their Fence in a Box with prepackaged material for 4 popular styles, including posts, caps, hardware, and cement. Your fence project has never been easier. Go to fenceoutlet.com. License number C10252.
If you suffered an injury at a place of business, dial pound wall. That's all. Morgan & Morgan.
I still in third place? Or
No, you're now number one. I'm mad
Oh,
at
it's a
Sabrina.
number one. Oh, I didn't. Well, I didn't.
Okay, why?
I know there was a development there.
What are you mad at me for?
I don't know. I'll think of something.
Oh, yeah.
He's got to work on that.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're not the only one.
I don't care.
Get in
I'm,
line.
I'm a number one, so that's all that matters to me.
All right,
right
Sean, now you're number two.
Damn it, man!
Well, that was close.
This list changes very fast. Probably as fast as something I wanted to talk about real quick.
I've got a mercurial heart. What can I say?
The folks at Netflix made some changes on the way they do like their rankings and how they report streaming viewership.
And we just have to take their word for it, which I love.
Yeah, I mean, they just release it, and you can agree with them or say they're making it up, but they say this is legit. And there's even a page on Netflix's website where they show you not only the top 10 in your country, but they also show you like other lists, and then they show lists from around the world. And they'll show you a show, let's say Stranger Things, and it'll say what countries it's number one. And it's kind of a cool visual thing. But they're changing things up, and it changed the overall rankings. The streamer will now report average viewership for its programming as views, which is hours divided by total runtime. While hours viewed will still be available, Netflix will use this new metric for its top 10 rankings. So what's happened here is they've changed the measurement window from the last 28 days to the last 91 days so they could give things some time to grow. And it made it so it's based on the length of the program and how many people have watched it. Doing this removed Stranger Things from the number one position of all time. No! Or number two? Wait, because Squid Game is number one, right? Squid Game was like the top thing.
For a long time.
I always thought Stranger Things is number one.
Oh, it might be overall because
Maybe it's Russian.
Squid Things doesn't have as many like hours of runtime as the Stranger Things content does. But the top
Squid Games,
Squid Things.
The most I'm sorry, Squid Things and Stranger Games. The most watched show of all time, English language, so not Squid Game, is now as a result of this not Stranger Things 4. It is Wednesday. So the show Wednesday actually is the biggest viewership win for Netflix with an English language show.
But I mean, that's also I loved the show, but I got to watch all of it because it was during the holiday season. So I feel like that should come into play when you have people on holiday break. A lot of people with their families after an entire year.
Yeah, but this is for the last 90 days. So this was as of the last 90 days, last 3 months. Wednesday is still the number one U.S. program.
Congratulations, Wednesday.
Which is pretty impressive.
Excited for Thursday next year.
Because that show doesn't get nearly as much buzz. And also, that show doesn't get nearly as much promotion as Stranger Things does.
No.
Stranger Things is like, they'll be connected with McDonald's. They'll be connected with car dealership promos.
I mean, Kate Bush, for the first time since the late 80s, got back on the charts because of Stranger Things.
Reinvigorated her career, but they push this everywhere.
Do you think there's any advantage to Netflix possibly changing the way they do these numbers to kind of put Wednesday in that spot versus Stranger Things?
What would be an example of why they would benefit from that?
Because Netflix is being accused right now of, or people are saying they're getting stale because the original content is not really stacking up compared to some of the other streaming services.
Yeah.
And they're combining that with the fact that all of the content we talked about, I think, earlier this week or last week, a lot of the content that people loved that came from other networks they're now letting those leases expire and they're going to the networks like The Office, like Parks and Rec.
The legacy content, a lot of that access has been removed. The Office is the big one, and those moved over. But you're right. There's been a lot of people talking about, did Netflix lose their mojo here?
So maybe, somebody in the analytics department kind of played with the numbers all night until it said, oh, look, one of our newer IPs is topping the charts right now. It's Wednesday.
Also, The Watcher and The Queen's Gambit are now up in the rankings.
Queen's Gambit, I feel like, is a little...
Those are a couple of years old.
Yeah.
Queen's Gambit is rad, though.
They said, by these new standards, Queen Charlotte remains in play. The series has only been available for 47 days because Queen Charlotte didn't even make it in the top 10 in its first 28-day window. So you're right. They might be kind of messing with things to make it look like their new programming is a little more impressive than it actually is.
But I also think that Netflix, for being the first of that kind, even with the mail-in DVD program they had, will always have like a proper foundation, despite all of the streaming programs we'll have.
Oh, don't get it wrong. They're killing it right now because they also did this at the same time as they cut off people accessing their parents' accounts and stuff.
And for all the people that left, they had double, triple of new subscribers?
Yeah, they had massive growth in the last several months as a result of this.
By the way, if anyone wants my password, I had to get a new account.
Oh, you had to get your own?
No, I've been had it, but I don't know why, but I bought so you could have multiple accounts. And now I just have living room.
Yeah.
Bedroom.
Why is
super
that sad?
room.
Why are you making it sound
Yeah, 'cause
sad?
I want to share with somebody.
That's how everybody's account is.
I just want to talk to you about Netflix stuff with people.
Mine says the same damn thing. And when you look at...
you have different Netflix profiles for your different rooms?
No, actually, mine says Sean and Dylan because I think Dylan's grifting off of one of mine right now.
That makes sense.
I saw somebody's tweet
Smart
for
kid.
this morning, and it said, you officially become an adult woman when you get kicked off your parents' car insurance and your parents' Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
Like, those are the last things.
I wasn't
that
kicked
people
off,
hang on
but my
to.
dad keeps trying to like make these funnies where the password changes, and he's like, "Get your own password, 1, 2, 3." I'm like, "Forget it."
Yeah.
You know, I've been working in this career for quite some time. It's about time that I get my own Netflix.
And now so many people...
I'm not giving back that Sun Pass though.
So many people in that same exact situation are having to purchase a new Netflix account, or maybe not, because some of them might want to go somewhere else. The Apple Plus stuff has been the well that we've been going to. We've had way better luck with good shows on there.
Max for me.
C-Lane watched last night The Curious Case of...
I finished it.
Yeah, you got to all the way to the end?
I haven't watched the lick of it.
Does it make you mad?
I mean, yeah, there was some
I
stuff.
said yesterday that it was a miscarriage of justice.
Yes, absolutely.
Because
100%.
Because of something incredibly important that didn't get to be included in the show. I'm not going to spoil it, but something very, very important in my estimation wasn't included in the court case. And to me, it just seemed like, what the hell?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And why could this ever happen?
And then you hate those defense attorneys.
Oh my God!
God, you hate them so
there were
much.
there was these douchebag defense attorneys
Who were just assholes. Yeah.
that thought they were the best in the world.
No,
yeah, the guys in that room, they're like
split room.
Lane's team defense.
I think
I'm going up in the rankings.
Listen. The defense attorneys were just doing their jobs. It was the dad that was like, these guys are working 24 hours. They're spending their lives trying to get me free, and I'm like, they're not spending their lives
the guy's
on
like,
you.
my team of legal assassins. Like, whatever the language he was using was so...
He was so histrionic and
Yes.
overboard.
Very, very much. But there
that
was
guy, but that was his character, the way he acts about everything, that fake ass crying he did throughout the. I mean,
did you see the part where he punched the ground?
Yes. No,
guys.
What a dummy.
Where he tells the camera people, like, put one of your cameramen, tell one of your cameramen to point at the ground, and I'll show
What's
you.
the ranking for the show right now? Because
I
you've
don't
lost
know.
a lot of people. I just
Wait,
tuned out.
It's on HBO Max
Yeah,
or
Max, yeah.
HBO Max. And
Just Max.
It's called
Damn
the
it.
Curious Case of
Natalia Grace.
Natalia Grace. And it's about this young girl that they don't know if
It's
she
the curious
is young.
case of Michael Barnett. If he had anything to say about it,
You feel so bad for her.
Well, they don't know if she's a young person or if she's actually a woman like in her 20s pretending to be a young person, and she's evil and wants to like kill this family, and it's wild. And there is so many those last 2 episodes, so many twists and turns in that I didn't expect. And then they end on that weird thing where
Enough,
I'm
man.
not saying it. I'm not going to say what
I
it is.
know, but there's like probably a lot of people that have no idea what you're talking
That's
about.
fine. They'll still be excited that
To talk about it during the commercial break.
C-Lane and I can talk about
well,
this.
we're definitely going to now that we're into
Yeah,
it.
I'm gonna go sit in silence in the bathroom.
We could spoil
And
it
lock
right
the
here.
door,
Let's just
I
spoil
guess.
the whole thing. Here's what
All right.
happens in the end. No, I'm not going to do that. I won't do that to you. I promise. But
Everyone
do go watch.
dies.
But you have you're on
Everybody.
notice because when Moses comes in, we are going to break this thing out.
There's a lot
How
of
many
good
episodes?
questions.
6.
Yeah, 6. And,
I can do that in
and
2
none
days.
of them are that bad. It's not like anything's really long.
40 minutes or so.
Each one that you get to the end of, you're going to be like, what? And you want to hit the play button and get the next one. You might not make that exact noise. What? You'll just want to keep going.
It's infuriating.
Bud Light suffering their
Speaking
worst
of infuriating,
weekly sales drop. And they said this is the week ending in June 10th that just came out.
When did we start giving an F about sales and beer?
Well,
they'll be just fine, everybody.
I don't know that they will. They've seen a huge drop. This is one of the biggest, 26.8%. Here's why this is a big problem for Bud Light, and not enough people understand this. You think that it's a bunch of right-wingers who are mad about the transgender ad campaign or whatever. No, that's not it.
What is it?
You have those people who are legitimately, it seems, doing a successful boycott of Bud Light, but guess what? When Bud Light backed down to those people, they upset the other side of folks. There is now gay bars across the country that are also banning Bud Light, and people who are saying, I'm not going to drink Bud Light because they won't stand up to these people. So you've irritated both factions, and
That's why I stick to my Jameson.
they are suffering from this. And who did we say was winning as a result? The company, Modelo went to the number one beer.
They're non-binary.
As this all has exploded. But, yeah, I guess it's continuing to be bad. Anheuser-Busch's other brands, including Budweiser and Natural Light, have also seen a significant decline in sales
Natty
since
Light,
April
so
1st.
you don't sound so uncool.
Natty Light is something I drank a lot because that was the cheapest
I was
thing.
a Busch Light gal.
Was
That
Busch
was-
Light cheaper than Natty Light?
It was
Natty Light
just
was
more popular at FGCU. Go Eagles.
You could get like a case.
That and the, do you remember the ball of beer?
Yeah, but I never got to get one of those. I saw them.
We had the ball of beer, then once we were done, we would cut out the middle and wear it like an astronaut helmet. Really cool stuff.
Those were the good old days.
Super
What happened
light.
to them, man? Now it's just a bunch of political stuff. Good God. All right, when we come back, we'll get to your dispatches. We'll see if there's any updates on the whole Titanic submersible story or if we're done with that for now. And we'll get to the final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Wednesday. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
Hey everyone, Jamie King here, Fox 35 Storm Center. Just want to freshen up the Wednesday forecast as we approach midday here in Central Florida. Looks like we're mostly cloudy, hot, and humid today. Upper 80s to near 90. Bit of a lull in the rain chances before 1 or 2 o'clock. After that point, they're back. Heavy-duty showers and storms, lots of lightning and heavy rain out there. Rain chance at 70%. Plus, partly cloudy, rain chance tonight at 50%. Winds from the south at 5 to 10. For Fox 35, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jamie King. Take care.
This report is sponsored by Fountain Blue's Summer Paradise Getaway.
Fountain Blue Miami Beach is your summer paradise getaway. Taste incredible food from 8 casual and fine dining restaurants. Unwind and renew at Lapis Spa. Float among 11 pools just steps from the ocean. Or spend an out-of-the-ordinary night at Live Nightclub. Book now at fountainblue.com.
Homeowners, I know it can be very, very frightening when you have something break in your house as big as your AC. Those are the things you worry about, right? Like your appliances or your air conditioner. And if they break, it's dollar signs. But there's an honest company out there that's ready to help you out. Mills Air, you hear me talking about them all the time. It's a company that's locally owned and operated, family owned and operated. Mills Air comes from Leon Mills. He's the guy who started this business in 1992. And he was able to be successful by being honest with people. If there was a $5 part broken, that's what you paid. If there was a major issue, he was going to help you. If you didn't have the money, he was going to help you get financing. Doing that over these years has made Mills Air successful. So if you appreciate those salt-of-the-earth type companies like I do, that's where you need to go. Also at Mills Air, they're a Carrier Factory Authorized dealer, meaning they can get you up to $1,275 in rebates toward a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Their number is 407-277-1159. And imagine this. On the other end of that, an actual person is going to answer the phone. An actual human being will help you out. 407-277-1159 or find them online at millsair.com.
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire additional agents for aggressive collections enforcement. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There's no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Orlando, for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
Hey, you want to get a Big Green Egg? The best place to go by far is Wassie's Meat Market. They will deliver and set up the Big Green Egg for you, and they make it so easy. Follow them on Instagram. It's Wassie's Meat Market, or just go to their website, wassiesmeatmarket.com, to get your Big Green Egg today.
Summer offers don't get any better than this. 0% APR financing at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Plus, make no payments for 6 months. Get our exclusive lifetime warranty. And shop a huge certified pre-owned selection. Sutherland Nissan Orlando. OrlandoNissan.com.
With the Autio app riding shotgun, every road trip is an adventure.
Autio is my traveling companion. It's educational, entertaining, funny. It makes the drive come to life.
The Autio app automatically plays you stories about the natural wonders, local legends, and fascinating histories outside your car window, with over 10,000 unique stories from coast to coast.
I've learned more about my hometown from the Autio app than I did growing up here.
Autio, the perfect companion for your next road trip. Learn more at autio.com.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando. It's Ram season, which means it's time to serve with Ram 1500, Ram 3500, and Ram TRX. Hurry in now for great deals on the trucks that are built to serve. And right now during Ram season, get 10% below MSRP on the purchase of 2023 Ram 1500 Bighorn models equipped with a V6 engine. Not compatible with lease offers or any other consumer incentive offers. Contact dealer for details. Take retail delivery by 7/5/23.
Hear that? That's the sound of water coming from leaking pipes. Hi, this is Pete from Repipe Specialists. Let's end those leaks and the damages they can cause to your walls, ceilings, and floors by replacing those old, corroded, or brittle pipes with high-quality new ones. With over 30 years of experience and work that's guaranteed for life, Repipe Specialists will expertly and seamlessly repipe your entire home in just 1 to 2 days. Call us by this Saturday to save 20%. So long, water-dripping drum solos. If you have leaks or even low water pressure, call Repipe Specialists now at 407-337-4020 to schedule a free home estimate and to save 20% on your entire job, plus zero down, zero interest financing for the first 18 months on approved credit, local and insured. Call 407-337-4020 or go to repipe.com. That's 407-337-4020. Repipe.com. Repipe Specialists, making your repipe job fast, seamless, and simple. That's our specialty.
Did you miss the open enrollment for health insurance? Did you enroll into a high-deductible limited network marketplace plan? It's not too late. You can still change your plan at any time. The folks at USABG's Freedom of Choice plan are available now. This plan puts most of your coverage up front, where you only meet a deductible if you go into a hospital. You pick your doctors, and it's 30 to 60% lower than Obamacare. With USABG's Freedom of Choice plan, the monthly premiums are not tied to your income, so there are no surprises at tax time. If you pay for your own health insurance, you're uninsured, you're on COBRA, or your employment coverage is just too expensive. Call USABG today at 321-380-4540. That's 321-380-4540. Or go to usabgflorida.com. That's usabgflorida.com. USABG's Freedom of Choice plan. They can customize a plan managed by you, not the government.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Jeff Martin Auctioneers presents the Kissimmee Construction and Transportation Live Auction on June 22nd, featuring heavy construction equipment, trucks, trailers, and more. Bid your way live on site or online at jeffmartinauctioneers.com. Experience the difference. License AU 4483.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Tips at thenewsjunkie.com, and Jose emails, and he says, mailbox money, baby. He says, thanks for your help, and sends along a payment he got from a Yahoo data breach settlement we talked about. $61.08.
What? Okay, that's nice.
Not bad, man. That's why we bring these up on the show. If ever are these opportunities out there, we'll mention them to you.
You also have to send us some of that.
It's
like
required
form.
legally.
Yeah, 20% finder's fee. Thank you.
We appreciate that. All right, let's go into the final dispatches here. Oh, did you get that thing done, CN?
Yeah, it's on that drive.
Okay, let me see here.
Drive it up, bro.
I want to bring up this file because I guess we've got yet another layer to things now. And there's a celebrity who's entering the conversation when it comes to this Titanic mishap where the sub is nowhere to be found. All right, I just saw it pop up, so let me get this. Cardi B has entered the chats, and
huge fan.
She's mad about the billionaire kid's son who
I don't know
went
where
to the Blink 182 show.
I don't know where she posted this, but there is the weirdest filter on her video.
Okay, let's see.
One of the billionaires that's missing on the water.
It looks like somebody from a bodies exhibit.
Yeah,
is
no skin.
hugging her with no skin on.
Hugging her boobs.
Yeah, it's really odd.
One of the billionaires, their stepson, is at a concert, right? At a Blink-182 concert. And people is like, well, what is he supposed to do? Be sad at the house? Is he supposed to go look for himself? Yes. You're supposed to be at the house sad. You're supposed to be crying for me. You're supposed to be right next to the phone waiting to hear any updates about me. You're supposed to be counseling your mom and shit. Like, isn't it sad that you a whole fucking billionaire and nobody gives a about you? Like you missing and motherfuckers ready to shake at concert. That's crazy. I'd rather be broke. I'd rather be broke than and poor, but knowing that I'm loved.
She said MFers went to shake D's at a concert.
Whatever that means. And I only found this because the stepson, posted it on his own Twitter page and said, what a POS trashy celeb. Cardi B trying to get clout off me and my family's suffering. He spelled families wrong. I went to a Blink-182 concert for coping rather than sitting at home and watching the news. Shame on you, Cardi. Get some class.
Reaching out to the OnlyFans to sit on you.
Also a
coping,
way of coping.
mechanism.
Yeah.
And class.
Well, in that case, I'm very sad.
Wait,
He's sad tugs, and then after sad tugs, Blink-182.
Hold on. What do we think here? What do we think is happening?
Tugs.
Do we think that there's more of a chance that this kid is like, I'm going to be as cringe as I can right now since my dad is on this missing sub, I'll get a bunch of attention? Or that he is absolutely unaware of how all of this looks?
I think it's something different than that. He's what was that famous case where the kid, very rich kid, killed a bunch of people while driving?
Affluenza case?
Oh, yeah.
This, where it's this form of narcissism where he is so rich that it feels like he can do whatever he wants and tweet whatever he wants. I don't think he's purposely going cringe. I think he thinks
he's
that
unaware.
he's right.
Yeah, you're saying he's unaware that this looks bad and that he's saying things that are ridiculous because of the privileged life that he's lived because his relative's a billionaire.
I mean, he posted a video from the Blink-182 show, and
don't they have a song called Deep Blue Ocean or something like that?
No clue, but it does not look like he's using old stepdaddy's money to get these seats.
His seats weren't great.
They're a little far away.
Wait, are we sure that he's the son of the billionaire, or is everybody just saying that? But is he the stepson of the billionaire, or is he just stepson of one of the other people that was on?
Stepson of the billionaire.
Because they're all wealthy, because it costs like $500,000 to ride on this thing, but only one of them was like this
stepson of billionaire.
Also tweeted, Blink-182 gets us through life's toughest times.
Good
with an exclamation point.
The stepfather is Hamish Harding.
All right.
One of
He's the
5
CEO?
people.
No. CEO's
Stockton Rush.
Yes.
Stockton
Just
Rush.
the billionaire that's part of it.
So there's 5 people total on this thing, and one of them has this.
Hamish
stepson.
Harding is the guy that's been, Everest and the Trench and, all those extreme.
Up in space.
Space, that too.
No new news on that, but there's only so much time left before.
I know, right? Tomorrow?
They have 6 a.m. tomorrow, I think.
Around that time, they would probably give up.
That's sad, man.
Or shortly after. They might keep going for a little while just to keep up the visuals, but here is One Nut the King with the dispatch from Texas.
Hello, news junkies, and greetings from the great state of Texas.
Hey!
Sean, you win. You sent me 3 magnets, so I've got 3 people playing Game of Magnets.
People are gonna be
here
real
in
mad
the
at
Dallas,
you.
Fort Worth area. So I just thought I'd let you know. Game of Magnets is on
Hell
here.
yeah.
Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
Thank you. Appreciate you and everybody who's hanging out over there in Texas. Let's do one more. Here's Daytona Beach Travis.
Hey, what was that show that you guys were just talking about with 6 episodes left? I was in my vehicle just a little bit too late to hear what the name of it was.
Oh, I missed it.
The Curious Case of Natalia Grace.
Yep, that's what it is. It's on Max, and it's called The Curious Case of Natalia Grace. And if you like a twist and turns docuseries, this one is one of the best I've ever seen in my life. It's so weird. And there's even moments in it
Oh,
where
when the mic was on?
Yes, yeah. Where Celine and
You
I
guys are spoiling so much.
No, it's not actually revealing anything. But Celine and I were talking about if it was ethically wrong for them to do something that they did in this documentary.
Same idea of like the Jinx?
Yeah. Very much
Okay.
like that. But different in a way that becomes obvious when you're actually watching it, because
nobody felt bad for the Jinx guy.
No, the only person I actually like or trust even a little bit in this series is the son.
Yeah, me too.
And he was the one that was taken advantage of there.
He was one of those genius kids.
All right, here we go. Let's, you know what? The stories all made the cut.
Yay!
Congratulations,
Congrats.
stories.
Good job, stories.
You made the cut. All right. Here we go. Let's get out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Wednesday, June 21st, 2023. Today I Learned sponsored by J. David Tax Law. Peace of mind is only a click or a phone call away. Today I Learned this movie series.
Fast and Furious.
That's right, the Fast and the Furious movie series. They licensed their title from an old 1954 Roger Corman movie after rejecting a lot of other bad titles involving racing and wars. But Corman kept the rights to the numerical sequel titles. That's why there's no The Fast and the Furious 2.
Oh.
So it's like Fast 2 or like whatever. They cannot do The Fast and the Furious 2.
But the original title wanted to be Race War?
Well, no, not Race
Okay.
War. But there was titles that had to do with races and going to war. And, yeah, that's why they can't have the Fast and the Furious 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, it was Too Fast, Too Furious.
Exactly.
That's right.
And then mix it up each
And then
time.
3 Fast, 3 Furious.
Too fast for y'all.
And it starts to make less sense as you go along. Today, they only had $2 that was budgeted toward safety training for the crew of the MV Seawol, a South Korean passenger ferry. It sank in 2014, killing 306 people. This $2 that they had was used to pay for a paper safety certificate. Nothing else was invested in safety whatsoever.
All right.
Fritz, thanks for hanging out with us today.
My pleasure, thank you.
We love you. We appreciate you. Here we go. Today, I learned this guy.
Billy Idol.
That's right. Billy Idol is correct. Billy Idol was lined up to play the T-1000 in Terminator 2.
Nice.
But he injured himself in a motorcycle accident. He could no longer endure the physical demands of the role, so Robert
Pussy.
Patrick was cast instead. And honestly, he did a great job.
Yeah.
I can't
Also,
imagine
the running that man did in that movie.
Billy Idol. I can't imagine him doing it, though, you know? All right, thank
He
you
just
so much for
dances with
listening.
himself.
We appreciate you being there for us, and we're back tomorrow, same time, same place. In West Palm Beach, it's Rover. Up next in Orlando, it's the Jim Colbert Show. It's on the way, and it's all right here on Real